Hey, I'm here. I hopefully this works. Technical difficulties. Okay, I see people in chat, but not on this stream. Um, okay, this is. Did anyone see this? I don't see chat on this screen. Oh, hey. Oh crap, everyone's here already. So it did work. Oh my gosh, this is such a fail already. Thanks for coming. I'm glad you all made it. I am late to my own party. Okay, I thought like, oh my gosh, I thought like three people would come. Hi everyone. Yeah, I'm literally late to my own party, but I'm glad you could make it. I have you an expired Crystal Pepsi and some like half-eaten Razzles and some other fun festive activities. Hey Serena, I can't believe everyone made it. Um, Thanks for spending your Friday night with me. I even have decorations. Even though I was late to my own party. And that happened a few months ago over and they were trying to ring the doorbell, but I forgot to tell them it was broken. And they called me, they're like, are you home? I'm like, oh, no. Yeah, Pepsi is awesome. Crystal Pepsi, rather, is awesome. It expired like a year ago. They had it temporarily. There are so many. Oh my God, I can't believe everyone's here. I really thought three people would show up. So I'm really nervous, but let's get to it. And yeah, I I have you have eaten snacks and I don't know, decorations. This is so ridiculous. I You can't have real soda anymore. Oh my gosh. That is really that's terrible. I have this. Check out my slap bracelet. Okay, I really hope my camera stand actually stays. I hope it can stay up. Okay, somehow it was less painful when I was a child, and that just popped my watch open. All right, let me get my comments over here so I can. I'm old. I can't do two things at the same time. All right, so I figured I'm such an awesome party host. How is everyone? I guess that's like what normal humans would ask each other. Why can I not see comments? Okay, so I guess the scheduled stream didn't show up. 1 second. I'm going to try to get another screen open. Yeah, it used to be less painful. Aging sucks, yo. I nearly had a slip and fall injury on the way over here. My wood floor is kind of slippery, and I guess my house shoes are really old, so I nearly broke my hip. I tried to do a somersault once with an old roommate. We nearly really injured ourselves. It was really, really disturbing. You almost got attacked by a dog, but other than that, you're good. I'm glad the dog didn't attack you. Yeah, it's not Friday. No, it's not the 13th. Okay, it's like the 27th of the month. All right, I'm trying to get a screen open with comments, but for some reason they're not there on. So I guess I'll just have to look at them on my phone and try not to bump the camera. I was so prepared, but this did not work. You're 26. I didn't know that. You don't look 26. Happy Friday, everyone. TGIF. Let us old people. Okay, 1 second. You're 29. Wow. Almost 30. Dirty 30. Oh, I clicked the wrong thing. Okay. I was gonna upload this later, but it's just like I can't even. I haven't done any live streams, so you're gonna have to bear with me. Why can I not? I can't see the live stream on my own channel. You feel like you're 40. I feel like I'm like 87, and I tend to forget that. I'm in this organization with like actual elderly people. They're pretty much all like 70 and 80 and above. And oh, I found the right screen. Okay, good. I can see your comments now. And when I sit on the floor and I stand up, they're like, show off. One of them's 85 years old, and she's really entertaining. All right, I have comments open. We're good. I'm the best party. I get people like expired stuff. This is from like a few years ago. And I have a 3-year-old. Oh, it's not. Oh, it is open. Well, never mind. was gonna say I got you something new. I haven't opened this Crystal Pepsi at least, so 30. Wow. I really hope this doesn't freeze up. Yeah. Thanks for bearing with me. Okay. Anyone else younger than 20? Oh my gosh. So young. I worked seasonal retail last semester, and some of them were baby faces. One kid looked like I think he was actually 18, but he looked like 16. So I was just messing with him, and he was saying this guy from the grocery, he was turning 30. I'm like, oh, so old. And then just to mess with him, I'm like, well, I'm 57. And he was like, oh, that's nice. I'm like, bitch, I'm not 57. So then I decided to tell some people in my actual section of the store, some sales floor people, that I was 57, and these two guys, they were probably upper 20s, upper 30s. They looked at me for a second, trying to figure out if I was really 57, and they're like, "Bullshit, you're not." I'm like, "Thank you." The baby of it in the front didn't even think 57 was not possible for me. But that's what I get for screwing with my age. Screwing with my age. Screwing with people about my age. I always say you're 100. I feel like I'm 150. All right. 20s. Are you 50? Do you claim 57? I do eat it. Well, okay, this candy is actually like modern stuff. I'm gonna drink this expired Crystal Pepsi, and I have some Hi-C Ecto Cooler. I found some Tootsie Rolls from when I was 5 in a bag, and I decided I probably shouldn't eat that and die. I found some Winter Mint gum that I'm really tempted to try because they don't make that anymore. You have some cake on the way. That I want cake. I can make a cake in the microwave and 30 seconds later for you. I was going to, but I ran out of time because I was trying to not be nervous, and that didn't work, obviously. But I found this box of 3 cake in the microwave, because if you put the cake in the microwave, ants can't smell it. So it's been in there for a few years, and I'm gonna make that for you later. All right. I don't want to drop my razzles. Let's kind of do this. I got this so I could watch 13 Going on 30 because they have razzles in the movie. One of your favorite things to use for journaling, random, or wall stickers. I did that with some Big Bang Theory Big Bang Theory wall stickers, and that was really fun. I've been trying to go to stores that I like more often instead of just getting everything online. And I went to Claire's. These are from the Toys R Us inside of Claire's. But I got these balloon dog earrings, some push pin earrings, and coffee. Use fabric markers in a journal? Wow, I've never actually done that. Does it go through the paper a lot? Hey, Sapphire. Oh my gosh, there are 30 people already. Okay, I've shown you those. Let's just get those out of the way. I can show you. Okay, I'm going to show you some contenders and journals. I'm curious which one you would use next. And I have so much crap on the table, and I need longer arms. I really had put too much crap out here. So I got a few journals recently. I had some gift cards I wanted to use up, and I got this one. I've been wanting this one for a few years, and I got this one. This is C.R. Gibson. I got this on their website, and it said they only had 18 left, so I wanted to get it before it was completely discontinued. It's been out a few years, and so yeah, this can be contender number 1. So if you, if you want to vote for which journal you would use next, if you were me, that would amuse me. I'm on journal, I think 73-ish or something for regularly journaling. So this is contender number 1. This is a Claire's journal from inside Toys R Us that didn't have a tag or a lock. I just tore the lock off of it, but it didn't have a key. So the Toys R Us person gave it to me for $5. And the paper is ridiculous. It says "Hooray for today" on every single page. So this is contender number 2. And this and the bubblegum one there's one. This one, Barnes & Noble stopped selling. Barnes & Noble's been clearing out some of their journals that they've had a long time. There are so many people here. Holy crap. But anyway, they've cleared out some of their journals that they had a long time, and this is one of the ones they cleared out. So I wanted to get one while I had the chance. I found it online for $5. So it's got this kind of decorative paper on every single one, but I really like the size of the journal. And I used to like Big Bird Goes to China, that movie that they had on VHS tape. And yeah, this does look Big Birdish. Has anyone ever heard of Big Bird Goes to China? I've been asking around people I know, and they're like, never heard of that. What are you talking about? But Lisa Frank, contender number 4. And I'll just have one more contender. This one, this Fox one. I've never refilled a spiral journal, so I kind of wanted to try that. And the ring's already bent. It's up to 32 people now. That's terrifying. Okay, I'm gonna not look at this part of the screen. I know some are like, yeah, that's not money, but yeah, I don't do people. So, okay, contender number 5 is this, and Big Bird in China was an awesome movie. This is just kind of, it's springish and it's just different. And the paper's okay. You met the actor who plays Big Bird? That's really random. Where? How do you? I've never thought to look who plays Big Bird. So yeah, if you want to vote for your favorite contender, there are 5. Contender 1, contender 2. I wish I had like special effects, like psh, contender 2, contender 3, fireworks. Yeah, I used to make these for every holiday. I would kind of celebrate, and I made fireworks in my I made fireworks in my closet when I was a kid, and I just entertained my parents would have parties at the house, and I would, yeah, make parades and fireworks in the closet by tossing up kind of random crap like ribbon and shining flashlight on it. So I feel like I'm doing that right now. Anyway, contender number 3, contender number 4, and contender number 5. Which is your vote? 1, 2, 3. I'm impressed I didn't get these out of order. 4 and 5. Drum roll. I can't do that with one hand. Wow. A lot of 5s. That is a wide variety. 5's got a lot. This one is really fun. You have the one with heart. It seems like a lot of people have this one. It's quaint, and I like the size. So 5's got a lot. Okay, so 5 is the one that I'm going with. I can't remember if I've posted that on Instagram or not. But I've started this. I'm going to show you inside later. So I figure I've got some journal prompt things that we can do if anyone wants to. And yeah, this is going to be the next one. But I was really tempted to use Lisa Franklin. But this one was also a contender just because it's, I don't know, it's kind of funny. Like it says right now on it. And I'm addicted to pens. So there's that. But INTJ, nice. It's the best one to be. And that really makes me sound more INTP-ish. But yeah, these are some journal contenders, and I need a bigger table and or longer arms. I want to show you black tea. I've never tried black tea. You did a Myers-Briggs test in your journal. I really like doing stuff like that in a journal just because it's stuff that you wouldn't really always kind of document. You blame your scented gel pen collection on you. Yay! I got someone hooked. Yeah, this journal, journal I just finished really smells because I've just used straight up scented pen on every single page. This journal I've never shown. This one was one of the one I tried to use in 2003 or so before I got into journaling, and I had written a handful of pages in this. I actually tore about it. I was going to get rid of this a number of years ago, but I think I'll put those pages back in whenever I eventually use this. This is a Barnes and Noble had this journal for years. This Red Heart journal they had in their store for like a decade. This came out in like 2005 or maybe before. But yeah, this one's really, really old. And the it says thoughts and has a Chinese character on every page. Yeah, I'm gonna keep this recording even if I embarrass myself. But yeah. Everyone here is an INT something. I kind of wondered if anyone here was an extrovert. So if we do that personality test, if people are into it, they'll be really fun to see. I just want to show you this one because I never have. And this is another one. I'm thinking about doing 2 at the same time. Are there children here? I don't know who the youngest person here is, but I'm thinking about doing 2 at the same time. If someone tells in this video, they're like, the hell? For so many reasons, but for those 2. So I'm thinking about using this is a secondary and doing these two at the same time. And this one is really old too. I got this spring 2007, and I got this at Borders, and I wrote a few pages in here from back then, and my life is kind of in the same position as it was in spring 2007, like deciding where I want to live, deciding on schools and jobs and everything. So I kind of want to reconnect to my younger self, which sounds really bizarre, by using this journal and this at the same time. So does anyone ever do two at the same time? Or is that just me? This one is has multicolored paper. Thanks. I decorated my nails for the party and I got my sock bracelets out. This one, yeah, I love this color. The colorful paper is really cool. And it's just really old, like me. This is from Borders, and it's a paper chase journal that I got inside of Borders in 2007. This one's been waiting a long time, and I used to have 2 bags of blank journals, and it didn't. Yeah, I had like a one bag of. I pretty much used pocket moleskins for a number of years, so I used that in one bag, and then the other bag I had like everything else, and this was in the bag of everything else. So I thought I'd thrown this away. I finally found this again in 2014, and I thought for years I'd gotten rid of it, but I didn't. A Disney store sounds like a really fun job to have. You're doing 3 journals at the same time. Wow, different sizes would be a fun mix of paper type. That's kind of why I want to do these two. I've never filled a spiral, and kind of want to try that, but I don't really like spirals so far. I mean, it gets in the way of putting in washi tape and stuff, and it just kind of feels, I don't know, texture. Like your hand is always kind of near the spiral. I don't know. I just don't really do spirals. I'm trying to keep up with the comments by talking fast, but I don't know that I can. I just saw something about a stripper. Someone I hope the comments actually show if I upload this later. Otherwise, it's just going to make no sense. But yeah, I think I might do these two at the same time. But this is the one that I've got some activities for us to do. And this journal, it's just been sitting in my bag just in case I feel like writing when I'm out. You prefer spirals? Huh. I was kind of wondering how many people use spirals. I haven't really tried flipping it. I should try that. Okay, that might work better if I flip them over. This paper's kind of slick, and these pins, these are the Color Crush. No, what are they? Cintos aromatherapy scented pins. I think they're I don't have a pin. I don't have one of them here. Sensationals. I don't know. They're the scented ones by the same people who make Sugar Rush pins at Target, and they take forever to dry on this paper. So I got out a hair dryer to make that work. Color Sense is what they're called. Yeah. But yeah, we have a handful of activities to do if anyone wants. I can show you. All right, we're going on a road trip. We're by like standing up and walking 3 feet. It could be a very, very long road trip. This is the journal that I'm about to finish. This is about 30 pages left, and show you my plays. It's really messy, but I'll turn the camera around in a second. This one I started using this one in November, and I put it to the side since January, and I'm gonna finish it this week. It's got about 30 pages left. I need to add some photos. I was using this around Christmas. This is the journal that I just finished. This is from Claire's Inside of Toys R Us, and I wanted some nostalgia to remember Claire's by, or to remember Toys R Us by. But Claire's actually filed bankruptcy too. Claire's filed Chapter 11 bankruptcy restructurization, so hopefully they'll stay open. Yeah, that one. And the one before that, I use this one. I love this one. They don't make these anymore either, but I want another one of these. This stuff, the deckled page edges. This stuff got everywhere, but the leather smells amazing, and I really like this one. Even though it's a soft cover, it's one of the few soft covers I've really done. I'm so out of breath. I was like preparing earlier and trying to stay awake. This blue one was really like the crap inside this moves around. This one was fun. And it felt like a stuffed animal. My foot's asleep. I'm so old. This one was the one before that. And then this one was the first one I used in January in the year. It's rose gold. It's got eyes on the side. It's got eyes on you. And then this one I used in February. And I went to this kind of video game arcade or whatever you call it. It's got like C-ball and stuff like that and putt-putt golf. But I won this there, so I put that in. This is my lucky number, my usual CEO. And I painted the edges galaxy, but you can't really tell anymore because it kind of puffed out. But those are the journals so far this year. And I don't... Yes, I'm the boss of all journal channels. No, it's my name. My initials. The unicorn charm was really fun. Yeah, I make them. Okay, I probably have weird stuff, but I don't really care. It's really messy in here. Screw it. So yeah, that's that and like a great grandparent made. It's actually not rainbow in here. I don't own a vacuum. I don't own like useful stuff, but I have blank. My Christmas decorations are finally down. I haven't boxed them up. They're kind of on the floor and they fell out of my closet. I'm going to show you. So there they are right there. They fell out of that closet and I don't feel like picking them up. So I left them there a few days to like get around to finally actually properly boxing them up and then I'll put it back. But yeah, I fail at life. So they're halfway. They're at least taken down. I left them up till I think like February. I left them up a really long time. I usually put them up like November 1st and leave them up till February 1st, but I wasn't going to do decorations this year until I was hosting Christmas. So then at the last second, I was like, fine, I'll get a stupid tree. So yeah, I had a fake tree that was nice and ghetto and wreaths. And I tried to take the blacking out of here and put rainbow ink in, but the refill wouldn't fit. Yeah, my place is kind of, I've got a bunch of boxes on the side too. Okay, I have wireless headphones now, so I feel like all special that I can do this. All right, well, if anything, it's not too weird. Yeah, I don't actually have a ceiling, so I'm not gonna like lift this up because I literally don't have a ceiling. Part of it. Yeah, there was a leak, so I had to cut open the ceiling. Okay, yeah, I'll show you my pen case. And I think my thing is freezing up. You have a tiny metal Christmas tree to keep up year round. You have earrings on it. That sounds like a cute idea. Okay, so I didn't even need a camera stand. I could just kind of like carry this around. Crap, I just muted it. Can you still hear me? Okay, hopefully that fixed it. Oh, good, you can. All right. Yeah, there's crap everywhere. But I have all my pens in these two caboodles now. And this is the main one. This I've got all my washi tape in now. Morales Edwards are fun. I had been wanting something here, and I got myself them as a graduation gift. This gum is like a few years old. Been saving it. I should have put it out for the party. Yeah. This is a actual vintage caboodle. I had one like this as a kid, and it had little miniature dinosaur racers in it. And I usually do film on my bed, but this is the only tablecloth I own, so it really matches my room perfectly. Like I have like normal old people stuff, and then I have like rainbow tablecloth. But I just put this table. I dragged this table in here when I was hosting a party a few weeks ago, or last month, or whenever it was. This is my That's really loud. This is all my washi tape, and my pens. I've got some actual like Lisa Frank in here. Super Marble. These are from the 90s. I had some of these as a kid. I've got some like scented, and there's the Big Bang Theory one here. My favorite show. I guess I could just, it's kind of crowded. I need to like use some up. But this one is a modern caboodle. It's the anniversary edition or whatever. And the plastic on this one isn't as thick. So I try to be more careful with this one. Yeah, this is like all the washi I have left. I used a lot of it up. And it kind of makes a mess there. It's not usually that crowded, but yeah, it's, I kind of like having all my pins together now. I'm trying not to break this caboodle because it's like also kind of jammed full. But I've got a scented and swirl in this one. Actually, I take that back. That pin case right here is the rest of my pins. It's the super marble ones. You start using fountain pens with your journal. The fountain pens are really fun. I like to switch out my pens kind of a lot, so gel pens do it for me. Yeah, finishing washi tape, when you border the page edges, it kind of makes journals thicker, and it uses the washi tape rolls pretty quickly, so I kind of used up a lot this year. Scented pens are really my favorite. This is kind of my special pens up here. I've got some, Milky pens are back. They don't look like this. I put the new pen ink in these old pens. These are the 1990s series. And some super marble pens. Super marble pens. I know I'm out of breath. I know this is such a fail. Part nervous, part I'm old. Okay. Can you see this? Pick up. It's showing video for me. I hope it does for everyone else. I love scented everything. I really like the Centos Sugar Rush Series 2. The Series 2 smells a lot more than Scented 1. But these color scents smell like aromatherapy. Scented oil. So I've been using these a lot lately. Then some pastel jelly rolls here from the 90s. This is one of the dual metallic things. And I think these are actually just called that. Pentel Dual Metallic. The blue and the purple one's really pretty. And the sparkle pop pins in the blue and purple look like these. The ink does, so it's really pretty. The scents on the color scents and the color, what are those things called? Centos Sugar Rush Series 2 smell like the scent on that lasts a while. The Series 1 one don't smell much at all. So get Series 2 or color scents. Scent lasts longer. The scents on these, the Sarasa scented ones, don't really last that long either. You can smell it for maybe a week or two after. You have to stick your nose up to the page. But these I can smell flipping through my journal that I filled this month. It's like from a few weeks ago. I can still smell that. And I'm going to try to not drop my internet connection, so we're going to walk around the long way. Yeah, so old. I need a drink. You're probably going to see my thigh. Okay, maybe not. Oh, there, crap. Yeah, this is why I don't usually upload later, because it ends up like an awkward fail, but yeah, ooh la la. So I thought I almost had a job interview. It was a retail temporary job. She called me back. I never could get that woman back on the phone, but I was like, all right, I need to look presentable. So like I shaved my legs. I'm like this, and I got a workout doing that. Crayola doodle scents. I have 2 of them. I have the one that smells like sky and the pizza one. So yeah, my legs are not hairy. I'm really pale. Because like my legs were that hairy, I thought I wasn't as pale. I need to like breathe. If I breathe heavily, so it like this video could go even more south rather quickly. So yeah. Ooh, I got a pen case I've been wanting for a few years. Crayola has they're scented markers, the doodle sensor. I think that's what they're called. I've been wanting this one for a few years. It's a Mead pencil case. It's from Target, and they don't have this in their school supply time. It's only a online only item, so it never goes on sale. But I got this as a special gift. I graduated from a certificate program, and I get my certificate in a few days. I'm pretty excited. Like, I gave myself a few gifts like this and this with some gift cards I had. And it's kind of a canvasy texture. I wasn't really expecting that. You could turn this into journaling live with an ASMR video of heavy breathing. Yeah, it always happens. When I walk to a store, if I'm on the phone, like, I usually only call my mother. She's like, "You're walking, aren't you?" I'm like, "Yes." Like, I just cannot breathe well. I mean, I can, but it's just, I talk pretty fast, usually. Your Wi-Fi is apparently wonky because I think / hope other people can see it. If you reload the page, okay, I guess if you can't see, hang on, I'm going to comment to myself. Thanks. Okay. Would he get the wrong idea? Okay, I just sound creepy when I do. I can't even do it properly. Okay, good. I'm glad some of you can see. I thought I had my internet fixed, but apparently not. But yeah, this one is I was hoping it'd go on sale. So been on my wish list for like a year or two, and it never did. So I finally just sprang for it. But yeah, I studied leadership, so it was a bunch of like HR and management classes, which I really is. And I'm applying to a new program after I get my certificate in a few days. I can apply to a new one. So I'm gonna apply to an associate in tech. My field is tech. I've never had actual classes in tech really. I mean, maybe a few, but I don't have a degree in it. I studied foreign affairs for my bachelor's. I'm one class away from my bachelor's, but it's a Spanish class, and that's really, languages are really like difficult for me. Obviously, I can barely talk in English. Verbal stuff is just really like not for me at all. So I have to learn Spanish and learn it well to finish my bachelor's. So I'm gonna apply to an associate's because they gave me a nice scholarship, not all of it, but for a lot of it. So I can take a Spanish class if I sign up for that associate's, and then after I finish that, then I'll have my BA, and then I can either finish associates or just revert back to a certificate in tech because my actual career field is tech. Yeah, my foreign affairs is useless here because I live in the middle of nowhere now, and I've worked kind of for myself for a number of years. I just had remote online contracts, so it didn't matter where I lived, and it was in tech, so I didn't need a degree. It didn't matter. But now most of those contracts, a lot of those companies either like stopped the projects I was working on and just got rid of everyone or whatever. So I kind of have to find another job. And it sticks. Hey Nora, thanks for coming. So yeah, this I'm glad to finally have, and I'm gonna use this for my school pins. I usually for school notes I use mica pens because they dry quicker. They're not as inky. It's like a 0.4 tip, so I'm gonna put those in here and maybe a calculator. I have to take all the same crap that I took for my bachelor's to get an associate's because I don't want to lose the bachelor's from my real school by transferring those classes into just an associate's at a random online school. My school's not even local. So I have to take like biology and calculus and all that crap. I'm just like, no, that's just did that. I wish I'd studied English or something. But yeah, I'm halfway done with a master's. So I have just a bunch of random credit hours from random schools. So if I can finish my bachelor's with the one more class, I ran out of time to make cake, so I don't have cake yet, but I'm going to. And yeah, if I can finish the bachelor's, then I'll just drop the associates and get a certificate. But anyway, you work in a library? I have been looking for library jobs. The ones here for some reason want a master's in library science, and it seems like there should be some job there that you like could do customer service, or I don't know. I don't really know anything about libraries, but I think it'd be neat to work in a library. Let's see. This is a bow. I was like, what 90s stuff do I have that I can like add to this video? I can show you library jobs are super competitive. It really seems like that. So a lot of the jobs here, it's in the middle of nowhere. And even I found a copywriter job and an editor job. I'm like, that's perfect. I've done that before. But they want you to be able to drive and have a car, and I don't want to drive as part of a job. Um, driving takes a lot of like middle, uh, like attention span and stuff. It's just I can't drive as part of a job. I can drive maybe to work, but if someone's like, yeah, can you run downtown real quick and drop this off? I couldn't do that as part of work. So, uh, yeah, I need a job that doesn't require that. And the one that was a editor at our college here, they just want you to have a car and a license just so you can go to annual conference. I'm like, I could get myself to a conference and I could Uber it just once a year. Yeah, I would have to do retail before I could drive as part of a job. I can't do that. Um, and the jobs here, I also don't think it's fair for a company to push off the like car expenses that they need as on a regular basis to their like low level employees. Like I was looking at a bunch of secretary jobs, and a lot of those want you to have a car that you can use for business purposes and drop off stuff. And it's like the company is wanting their lowest wage employee to provide them a business car instead of they don't even have company cars. I'm like, back where I used to live, you would never ask your employee to drop something off. Driving really can be hazardous. And yeah, I totaled a car once when I was a teenager, and I'm not a fan of driving, but especially not here where there's like cow fields and it's easy to get lost. And it's just all the interactions. It's kind of difficult for people with like ADD or Aspie traits or like everything that have got anxiety. Hey, Tanya, thanks for Tanya. Do you say Tanya or Tanya? Anyway, thanks for coming. Um, so yeah, where I used to live, you could take the subway. You would if an employer wanted something dropped off, they would hire a courier. I mean, it would just be offensive to ask your employees that. So it's kind of like a regional difference here. That's really frustrating. I mean, even if they wanted you to drive where I used to live, they would have a company car. And when I once went to a work conference back in civilization, and the secretary was like, how would you like to get there? She was like, do you want us to book you a plane or a train or would you like a rental car? I'm like, I can just drive my car there. She's like, are you sure? And she gave me like a list of like plane tickets. And she's like, keep your receipts, we'll pay you back. I'm like, yeah, it's like $20. She's like, just keep the receipts, we'll do it. And it's just like they were so good at um being respectful of their employees, like cars and time and all that. Um but yeah, not a fan of not a fan of this region in that way. But I'm trying to make it work. Anyway, this is the journal I'm using now, and I got a Reptar bar, and yeah, I usually add in just like random stuff. If I go to a special event or something, I'll cut part of the brochure out or a museum or something and put it in the front part of the journal so I can find it easier later. The About Me page, I do like name, address, occupation, city, favorite TV shows, movies, and books. You're in northern New Jersey. Yeah, those highways are pretty disturbing. Um, I lived in Jersey for a while, which is kind of ironically that not ironically it's kind of ironic that when I used to live where there was like a bus and a subway and I could walk like in my old apartment, I was like, oh, screw that, I'll drive. I don't have to be around the subway with like tourists. But here I'm like where I'm not into driving anymore, and it's kind of more not my thing now. And there's no other option other than driving or taking a pricey Uber everywhere, which is pretty much what I usually do. Um, now that I have no other option, I don't like driving. But when I lived in the city, that's the other thing. Like the speed limit's really high here. It's at least 40, 50. Highway, it's like 70, 80 plus. And I'm used to city driving where it's maybe like 10 miles an hour tops. If you hit something, like if you hit a car, it's not really going to damage it. But if you're going 70 on the highway here, like you're going to trash your car. Portland, ooh, fun. Um, And the car I've got has no brakes. Like the brake pads, I guess, went out. I've never actually. I know nothing about cars, and that's kind of the other thing. I've had a number of like rep- car issues over the years, and I don't know how to fix it. Canada, yay! I think you are the only Canadian person. California, ooh. I almost moved there once. It was either California or Tiny Town. Brakes are super essential. Yeah, they're kind of they're overrated. But I think it's just the brake pads that I screwed. But I don't really want to. I think I since I kind of didn't fix it right away. It's kind of they're grinding now. When you try to drive it, it like makes a grinding noise. So I'm worried I broke the or damaged the rotors and the brake caliper. I was trying to Google it. San Francisco, fun. Texas, yay! I sometimes road trip through Texas. Actually, my friend and I road trip to Texas. We drove like a million hours to Houston once. And traffic was hell there. Traffic was legitimately hell. But yeah, I hopefully will get myself a job that doesn't require driving that pays decently. Pay here is also horrible. So that's fun. But after I get a job, I'll probably get brake pads. I'm not, yeah. I was hoping it's just that I wore the brake pads down and I didn't screw the rotors too. But I really know nothing about cars. I didn't have a car in early college because we weren't allowed to. It was urban and the school banned us from having cars. I don't know anything. I don't drive like that car with no brakes or anything. I tried it once to make sure it was the brakes and it's like like the brakes squeal much like my passengers would. So um, I need to get it due to look at it really. Uh, Australia, ooh, fancy. Um, yeah, I it's kind of amusing that like my interests are kind of opposite. Like I want to live in somewhere where there's stuff convenient. I can just walk and not have, or take the subway, but I don't want that many people around. So I want like a private city where I have my own subway, my own private like hotel, my own private restaurant. I need to be a billionaire basically, and then I could hire a driver and not need a subway anyway. I guess I could keep showing you this. I know my videos are choppy. Sorry. I do need a driver. I Uber. I prefer that. If I'm going somewhere, I don't like to drive at night because my night vision kind of sucks. So, it's always like rational, like way out. Like how bad do I want to go to this place that I would have to pay for an Uber for? But yeah, I don't really under. Some of the kids in my old school would. We had one that was some kind of Middle Eastern royalty. So he had this like fancy car. I'm like, if you're gonna spend like the price of a house on a car, why don't you just hire a driver so you don't have to deal with parking or driving? Like I'd be a bad rich person because I would just like not want nice stuff. I would just want a cheap place and a driver and a maid would be nice. This is that dual metallic pen. Parking, yeah, parking here is free because it's the middle of nowhere, but when I lived in the city, I used to drive to work and I'd have to get there by 6 a.m. to get the $20 discount on parking. Otherwise, it was like $40 parking a day. Yeah. Um, you've never used Uber? Oh, you still have your kidney. You should try Uber, lose a few kidneys. It's so far it's been safe when I've used it. It just gets expensive, and sometimes especially like late at night, if you're somewhere, if you're trying to come home the time like bars close, it tends to surge. And surge prices, you can have to wait like an hour before the prices come back down. So it's really kind of frustrating. And I took Uber every single time to my retail job last semester, but occasionally it would surge, and that kind of sucked because it would surge, and I'd like, yeah, spend more on the way home than I made in like an hour and a half. So kind of sucked. So it's not really practical here, but um, can you actually tell? This is like one of those blue and purple dual metallic pins. I keep knocking the camera. Crap. Um, I thought I fixed my camera stand on my internet, but apparently not. But the Sparkle Pop ink looks just like this in the blue and purple shade. I like to add in, these are like recent movies and music and TV I've been into instead of like a list of my all-time favorites that I do on the About Me page. You're welcome back. When you move it, okay. when I move it, you can see it. Yeah, this ink is really, I haven't seen really much like this. Not going out in general. Yeah, it also surges around noon and around like the time people are leaving for work. So it's kind of, that's gonna be fun trying to go to like a job regularly by Uber and Lyft. Uh, but these are I found these rolled rose gold and gold alphabet stickers. I always like having alphabet stickers for these kind of themed pages. Um, yeah, I haven't had a normal like in office job in kind of ages. I just did online contracts. I'm in tech, so I could just like freelance websites and stuff too, which is really nice. But I don't want to keep doing that because a lot of the companies that I did work for like stopped using freelancers or just um, stopped using remote people or just went under altogether or just stopped doing contracts. So I want something like steady. Yeah, this ink is really fun. I don't like that's another thing I don't like about spiral notebooks because like when you're trying to close it, you kind of have to like lift it up and make sure it's positioned properly, and that's just effort. Death. Um, use a scrapbook and journal. Now you put your photos and stick it in your journal. Yeah, I used to do the same thing. I didn't scrapbook much, but I haven't made a scrapbook in like at least a handful of years just because effort. But yeah, I clicked the wrong thing. Sorry. I'm trying to zoom in so I can see the comments better, but that doesn't work. Um, yeah, I think this is probably my seventh live stream. I really haven't done it much. I was gonna practice, but uh, I that didn't work. It doesn't let me like like a live stream. Hang on, let me see if I can. Okay, there's always gonna be something there. It won't let me. Ooh, okay. It will let me zoom in, but not on the comments. I didn't know I could zoom in on the screen. Okay, I'm just gonna leave it alone. I don't want to accidentally end the stream altogether. Um, sorry, I know I say I'm a lot. I'm just nervous, and I don't know how to properly do this. You started covering notebooks to make your own journals. That's fun. Um, you said something about mandalas. Oh, you draw mandalas? I can't get back to that crap. I can't. I don't think I can undo that. I'm afraid to click anything else. Um, if you could hire a private chef, a personal trainer, or a housekeeper, which would you choose? That's a fun magazine quiz. I think I would. Yeah, I would definitely pick a driver, but it would be nice to hire a maid. Uh, last semester, I was doing that seasonal retail job, and it was a lot of why would someone hire a personal trainer? I tried to hire a maid because there was this online coupon for an app, and she cleaned like part of her room, and she kind of gave up, and she's like, "I'm done." I thought she meant she was done doing it, but she was done, like she was mentally done. Um, so yeah, I wouldn't suggest that app. It was really cheap, and that was kind of the problem with it. She just didn't want to deal with it for that. But yeah, I I'll try to learn the app better for next time so I'm not like clicking the wrong thing and my internet doesn't suck and I don't click out away people's comments. And you hired a personal trainer, you dated him for 8 months. Yeah, baby. I would I'd rather just date a personal trainer than hire one. This is something I like to do in journals. I've done this ever since I started journaling like a decade ago. Um, and I just like trace my hand and I kind of want to Google like personal trainers and see what they typically look like. I ordered in food the other day and the guy was so hot, like the delivery guy. Anyway, I, yeah, this is something kind of random I like to do. I haven't done this page yet, but I like to take, my hand is not grown since I started journaling. No, it's probably a little bit thicker, but so is everything else. I just figured it'd be kind of fun. Like if I had an ancestor journal, I'd like to be able to go like this on the page. I think that's why I started doing this. My hands are pudgier. They're more wrinkly. I figure by the time I'm old, they'll like shrivel up. So then I'll be like, oh, my hand used to be like this big. When I'm like, eh. These things are such a fail. I'm glad you guys are patient with all my like technical. And yay, okay. You did mandalas in your journals in black and white a lot of the time, and it is good way to unwind. Mandalas, I tried that once. It does sound like a really fun way to do it. I tried to do like color them in, and that was kind of tedious. But black and white sounds like it'd be just more relaxing. I've been meaning to kind of draw more instead of adding in like washi tape and stickers so much. Thanks. I really do like borders, especially on pages that I don't really like the page size of. Like this page size is a bit too tall for me, or too long. That's not what you said usually, um, but it makes the page feel like it's not so time consuming. But I have been meaning to get back into drawing or to learn a collage or something, or to get back into collaging. I don't know. But I collect leaves and stuff from where I live and wallpaper. Sometimes I'll pull out a piece of the carpet from a closet or like a piece of the wall from the closet and glue it into a journal. So it's kind of got a trace of where I was living at the time in the journal. If you want to draw, do prompts. I do have like this. It's called My Beautiful Life. It's an autobiography journal. It has these journal prompts you're supposed to draw, and I haven't used that in a while. I wish I could like make the comments slower so I could read them and do something at the same time. This page I kind of screwed up. I like put this page in the back. I just like randomly flipped through, and so yeah, I yanked it out and glued it in. So that's why this page looks all weird. I don't do creative writing. I was a news editor, so I'm pretty much just like to either write about my day or like journal prompts like this or whatever. Never really been into creative writing, but it would be fun. I thought about trying to get into it. So if any of you guys were here last time, that Yankee Dixie quiz that we did, I decided to put in my journal, and I'm trying to document my, what's the word? My sinking into the darkness of Southernhood. So yeah, I just like wrote out the whole quiz in this. And this personality test, do you guys want to do a personality test? This one was really fun. It was really like a short quiz, which I like. Except like I've sometimes gotten INTP and sometimes I've gotten INTJ, so it's kind of like a toss up. But I like adding in these kind of pages, like quizzes about Yankee Southern quizzes, personality tests, about me page, like putting those in the front of a journal so it feels like, so you don't have the first page fears when you're just starting a journal. It's you're already into it at that point. INTJs are the best. Hopefully you can see that. But yeah, this ink, the color sense ink on this took forever to dry, but it smells good. I did another page of this. Ooh, this will be fun. Can you ask why some of you care for your journals are read after death? I think a lot of people don't worry that someone would be hurt by what they, like if you get mad at someone, you write about it, someone might be hurt by that. Personally, I don't really care. If they're an adult, I mean, if I had a 3-year-old, I'd be careful with like leaving a journal around the house, or someone who's young who couldn't understand that if I was mad at them, it's not like a permanent thing. But if someone's a jerk to me and they read about it later in the journal and they're upset about that, it's kind of on them because they were a jerk to me in the first place. If I'm dead, I'm not gonna know the difference. But I put enough good about people, like enough happy memories about family and whatever, that if someone read like enough of it to find something negative about themselves, they probably would have read enough to see a lot of good memories too. But yeah, I don't have kids, so I don't know if these will ever get read by anyone. But yeah, these kind of Q&A pages are a good way to kind of make kind of the more private pages more in the center of a journal. So if someone's like flipping through it, they'll probably just see this and probably not gonna read the whole thing anyway. I used to be more careful on like censoring journals, but not so much anymore. That Owl journal, I wrote a lot of like personal stuff about beliefs and whatever. And I wouldn't necessarily let like relatives or something read that now, but if I was dead, I wouldn't know the difference. But yeah, I don't really censor stuff anymore. I put profane stuff. I'll put anything in a journal. I wrote about my hairy legs. Yeah, it took me like half an hour to like to fix my hairy legs. I write anything these days. And yeah, if I'm mad at someone, I mean, I usually don't write like that bitch. I'll be like, so and so did this jerky thing. Like I write more about what they did wrong because people do stuff wrong, than like writing a manifesto about how much they suck. Congratulations. That's neat. I like it shows you're human. Even though it would be like super cringeworthy to read about ancestors kind of what they did with each other. That'd be really awkward, but like they had kids. It's not like I think they were like a monk. So and if they got mad at someone, like another relative, I wouldn't hold it against someone. I would just be like, okay, they're human. They were confused about, they were mad at someone, or they were confused about their beliefs, or they were trying to figure things out. I think that'd be really neat to see, especially if they could relate to my emotions or my lifestyle in some way. But yeah, I don't have any journals from ancestors. That'd be really cool. I've seen some antique journals like online and in auctions and just in museums that I think is really fun. But it'd be a lot cooler to have something from someone I know. Oh yeah, there's more. Crap! I keep hitting the camera. This is why I don't upload these things after the fact, just because I've said like 87,000 times, and I've knocked the camera, and I talked about my hairy legs. I've never seen Bridges of Madison County. Is there a journal in it of old people doing scandalous things? This page, the autographs page, I don't collect other people's autographs. I write mine. So every now and then while I'm using this journal, I'll sign my name and date it. And then when I'm going back through and reading it years later, I'll sign it then too. So some of the older journals from fall 2006, early 2007, I'll have like a decade worth of my signatures, and my handwriting's kind of changed over time. What's Bridges in Madison County about with journals? I haven't really seen many movies about journals really ever. I used to watch Doug, Nickelodeon cartoon where the kid has a journal and writes it in the show. I like doing this swatchy tape swatch page. And then yeah, the last page of the journal, I'll just glue in stuff. I try to glue in more from my city just because I might not live in the sticks forever because I don't know that this is like suburbia is going to really work for me. Doug was really fun. And Rugrats, this reptile bar is like all nostalgic. Yeah, Doug. Doug in his journal. They have Doug on, I think it's Hulu now, a few of the seasons. And I don't really know what other shows were about. You Can Only Imagine is a true story about a man writing in a journal. I've never seen that either. Your signature is never the same, different every time you send. That's interesting. You should do like an autographs page and just kind of be able to compare it all. Yeah, I like keeping my signature in the back. I think I mostly did it back in 2006, 2007, just since I'd seen and heard of old journals, people not being able to figure out who wrote it. So I think that's why I like signed my whole name and stuff in the back. But I also like to see how my handwriting changes. It looks kind of like, you can tell it's still my writing, but it's a little sloppier. Bye. Thanks for joining and for being patient with my awkwardness. There's a Disney Channel movie, Read It and Weep, where the girl keeps a journal and gets published accidentally. I think I saw a preview for that once, but I've never actually watched it. Should we do this page? I filled it out just for you. I'm not sure. Can you actually see it? I'm going to try to make it zoom it, like, not be blurry. That didn't work. Okay. So yeah, these pages are a good way to kind of get to know a journal, and I don't know, it sounds weird like spending time in a specific journal, but it works. If you've done all these kind of about me pages and the movie playlists and stuff, it doesn't feel like a new journal. Like you can write anything here and not feel like awkward about it, like if you were just starting a journal just on the first page. And it's kind of these kind of things are stuff that I usually don't write about. Like I don't usually write whether I like breakfast or lunch or whatever, breakfast or dinner. It's just kind of, I don't know, fun to see how your preferences and different stuff changes over time. So let's go with this or that first. Would you rather? I was gonna ask some scandalous ones, but then I wasn't sure like if there'd be anyone who's like 5 year. So anyway, chocolate or vanilla? Yeah, vanilla. I never actually tried chocolate till I was in college, other than Tootsie Rolls. But I like chocolate cake now. A lot of chocolate lovers. Yay, vanilla. Yeah, vanilla is kind of a classic. It's like cheap vanilla is suitable, but cheap chocolate can be really bad. So that's a good thing about cheap chocolate versus vanilla. Um, so many chocolate lovers. Would you rather go to a club or a library? Some of these are kind of like obvious. I'm pretty sure most of us are going to say a library. White chocolate. Ooh. Yeah, I used to get white chocolate Easter bunnies. Library. I wouldn't have guessed. Library. Does anyone go to a club? Is anyone an extrovert here? Does anyone like clubs? Lots of libraries. You flipped over a cut. Oh, club. Scandalous, Sapphire. Like a dance club or like a book club. You're an extrovert? Wow, that's surprising. You like clubs too? Ooh. I've never been to a jazz club. You're 51% introvert, 49% extrovert. That's interesting. I've never taken a test that gives like percentage of that. That's interesting. I don't really do clubs. My friend dragged me to one a few times when I lived in Civilization, but you're a people person. Weird. That's cool. That'd be interesting. I kind of can't imagine myself ever being into people. That sounds bad. I usually like being alone and his. Oh, hi. I fail at life. I haven't gotten much sleep this week. I was so nervous about this. I was tempted just to like reschedule just until I had more sleep and could do this like slightly better. But oh, it's like a cat. Okay, it's just here. Yeah. Um, you may be shy at first once you get to know. Yeah, I if it's around someone I like know well, then I can be more extroverted, but only up to a certain extent. Like if it's a few hours with someone, that's fine. But a few days solid with someone, eventually I just want to punch them in the face, punch a baby in the face. I definitely like require alone time. This one, okay. So I used to know this guy who was convinced that you could tell if someone was Democrat or Republican by which brands that they liked. And then I looked it up, and there actually is some studies showing the likeliness or whatever. But Coke or Pepsi, you love to get people together and hang out. How often? Because I like to do that maybe every few months. But if it was like every few times a week, I think I'd rather be shot in the face. Root beer. Oh, that's not even that's not an option. Coke. Neither. Oh, for shame. Yeah, I like Coke, but Mountain Dew is more my thing. This guy that I used to know was convinced that if you drank Coke, you were likely from a Republican state, and if you were drink Pepsi, you're likely from a Democratic state. Not all the time, but there is. I think it's on Gawker. They showed an infographic about popular brands in Democratic versus Republican dominant states. So many Pepsi people. I like Crystal Pepsi, but if it's yeah, I can actually tell like the difference between Pepsi and Coke pretty diffusely. We did one of those like blind taste test studies a few times in school. You gave up soda 3 years ago? Oh, that's that's impressive. I thought about trying to, but and Alabama Coke means soda or Coke. Oh, I forgot. South, yeah. um, I always say soda. So if you say I want a Coke, then that could be a root beer too. I hadn't really thought about that. Cream soda, duh. Soft drinks, Ohio. So you're like, you tell the waiter like, I would like a soft drink, please. I want a hard drink. Will I ever show? Can you repeat? That comment went away like way too quick. Can I ever show what? What do you want to show? Pop. Oh, I cannot say pop. I mean, I can physically say it. You're from Toledo. So do you ever watch AP Bio? The guy's like, he calls Toledo a chili dump of a town. I'm like, my town's a chili dump of a town, but it's not Toledo. Do you like Toledo? Is it fun? Oh, will I ever show? I think my original video is me sitting there, like showing myself in journals, but it's easier to stare at this than try to look at a camera. You're giving up soda too? Some people are giving up soda. Canada Dry makes green tea, ginger ale, so I say it's healthy. So that's awesome. I've never tried that. That 3 years of no soda, that'd be torture. I drink a lot of caffeine, like a lot of Mountain Dew, because uh, it helps with ADD a little bit. Not enough, obviously, because this video, but yeah. Cookie or cake? Yeah, cookies are sad. I'm pretty much addicted to soda too. Cold drink. A cold drink? Like vodka? Or do you say like cold drink? Do you want a soda? This pin is, I got it from Amazon. It's a lollipop. It's a Korea pin. The ink is just black, and the super marble ink wouldn't fit in here, but it's still pretty fun. Cookies, yeah, cookies and milk I can do. Otherwise, cake. It's just like if you're gonna get wet, you might as well go. If you're gonna go swimming, you might as well get wet. Yeah, cookies are. I used to work with a girl who would always go on cookie runs. I'm like, why not just get cake? Cookies. Oh, I never tried Oreos till college, and those aren't bad. But I usually just eat the icing out of it. I like the double stuffed vanilla ones. Um, Yay, cake. Cookie cake. I've always wanted one of those. I've never had a cookie cake, like of my own. Though I did get a B. I got BJ's last night delivered. Like a Pizookie, it's a kind of a, I don't even know what it is. I think it's a partially fried cookie with ice cream on top. And that was good. So if it's that kind of cookie, then that's acceptable. Otherwise, give me cake. I think it's there somewhere. It's like the one of the first ones. Uh, and I'm all awkward in it. I have a picture of pretty much my butt on Instagram. I was trying to show my hair length. My hair is as long as my butt, and then I was like, okay, this is such an awkward photo. You have chocolate cake from Stakeout. I've never been to a Stakeout. That's kind of a fun name, Stakeout of a restaurant. I really hope the comments show if I upload this later, so people can't do those animals and bugs in the mountains. Oh, I haven't been in the mountains enough to see bugs. I don't do heights. I I hurled on the Rocky Mountains for a number of reasons. I think partially the location, but heights just. I don't really like sand on my toes. When my family goes to the beach, we go to a restaurant across the beach and we look at it. I like to at least go sit in it, but sand is from the devil. It is. So walking in the sand is just like so irritating. It just takes longer. And my friend, we went road trip to Houston, and we ended up I think on the Galveston Beach. I don't really know South Jersey Shore, dirty, dirty beach. An hour and a half away. That's a fun distance from a beach. I don't live near water anymore. I used to like Inner Harbor, but I would never swim in that. I would say I'd rather die, but that's usually where you end up after you're dead. The smell of the ocean, except Galveston, that smelled like so bad. And I just sat in the water. Like my friend's like, who took me there? She was like, do you want to walk on the beach? I'm like, why? I guess I should have been like, sure, because it was like her trip. But she was walking her dog anyway, so she didn't really care if I joined. So I just like I like immersing myself in nature, not walking around it. So I don't like to go through walks through the park. I like to sit in the park and be one with nature, like feel the wind and watch the birds and let the ducks try to eat my fingers off when I feed them and everything. But yeah, definitely beach. I almost got stuck on the top of Mount Fuji once. I went there and there was a freak hailstorm in the summer, and the charter bus driver's like, well, he pretty much said like screw it in Japanese. So we went down the mountain going like 50 miles an hour down Mount Fuji in the middle of a hailstorm. I was like, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. This is so bad. So yeah, I don't do heights anymore. Hey, I'm glad you made it. Thanks for coming. We're doing a this and that journal prompt quiz. Quiet or loud? Like this is kind of predictable, but I think it'd be fun to see something like this in an ancestor's journal, or even like a few decades from now, looking back at my own thing, would be fun to see. There's probably a few of you who like loud clubs. Yeah, I kind of wonder if most introverts like generally quiet places, or if there's any extroverts who just like quiet unless it's with humans. Definitely quiet. Yeah, my my house is so boring. My relative visited. And he's like, it's so quiet and boring in here. I think my heart is gonna stop. And he fell asleep the entire visit. He was so bored. So when he visited over Christmas, he dragged a recliner into the room that he was staying in, because there's a TV in there. Because I don't have a TV in the rest of the house other than that one bedroom. I don't put TVs in the living room. I like a quiet sanctuary. And he was happy that he had his TV and he could just be in another room. Because otherwise he just kept like he'd sit in the living room because there's no TV. And he just kept falling asleep. He'd try to watch internet stuff, but eventually he ran out of shows to watch. He has like the faux, well, it's my channel. Faux news. He watches faux news all the time, Fox News, and just endlessly on. He has multiple TVs on the house, up super loud in his house, and has talks on the phone all the time. He has people coming over at least a few times a day. Oh, bye Sapphire. Thanks for coming. And yeah, my house is the opposite. I don't have people over. Even with roommates, we'd have people over maybe once every few months, like combined among all of us. And I don't have a TV in the common areas. I like it quiet. People watch TV. It's like in their rooms or with headphones or something on a laptop in the kitchen. But I used to live with a girl who was on TV. She was a Miss America contestant, and she was my roommate. And she was like, "Well, how about a TV in the living room?" I'm like, so she was on TV, like on her own TV show, but we didn't have a TV in the house. We had a TV room. It was just in a separate area, kind of right by her bedroom, so she could just kind of go up there and do her thing. She did not win Miss America, but she was a contestant, and she looked Miss America-ish. It was interesting. I've had a lot of like kind of random roommates like that. Like I had a Miss America contestant. I had a foot surgeon. He was really nice. He was like a medical student trying to be a foot surgeon. He was here temporarily, and you could tell he like was just really good with people in general. I had a person come in to look at a room once that was a movie producer, and he showed up at the same time as Footsie came home. So Footsie just went along with everything we said. He's like, "Oh yeah, I've heard of that movie." And like, I find roommates on Craigslist, and I don't live with people I know. I have a really good roommate agreement, so it's like we don't put TVs in the common areas because people. Like one person will be watching CNN, one will watch Fox, one will be asleep while the other has a TV on. It just gets in the way, and it makes people want to sit there for like 10 hours a day. So yeah, I don't usually I didn't usually see hardly any of the people I ever lived with. Footsie, yeah, he was a foot surgeon, so I called him Footsie, and he was hot. He was so nice. But anyway, that movie producer couldn't live with him because he'd been evicted like 6 months before that, and he didn't tell us. And he was filling out the rental application, and with on stuff he didn't want us to see, like his previous address, he would write with his left hand. And then on stuff he wanted us to see, like his alleged income that he said was like 6 figures, he put like super neatly printed, and the rest you could barely read. So then I found his eviction. I'm like, yeah, sorry, we can't have you here. And something about it, like he came over, he was like wanting to sign the roommate agreement. This was a number of years ago, and I'm just like, yeah, I can't do it that day. He just like didn't something felt off. And then I finally realized he'd been evicted. I'm just like, yeah, no. And he was impressed by the microwave, which was like 20 years old. He's like, yeah, this is great. I can cook in here. And he's like, yeah, you young people are the youth of the future. Because he was like 50 something. I'm like, something is so off here. Nobody's impressed by a 20-year-old cheap microwave that was like $10 20 years ago. So then I kept looking up his name, different variations, and found he'd been evicted. I did not date Footsie. He was like a temporary medical student, just here for like a month, some years ago. But he was hot. He was so nice. He let me show the room like last second. When I just went out there, I was like, "Do you think there's any chance I could just like let someone peek at the room real quick?" He's like, "Yeah, yeah, come on in, ask any questions, blah blah." Blah. He's like, "Yeah, it's a great place to live." He'd just been here. Um, Hotsy. I should have called him that, but Footsie was kind of a bad enough. But yeah, I've nicknamed all my roommates. One girl was a nurse, and she would come every hour at night. Even she would come to the kitchen, get a glass of water. So I just started calling her Water Girl. Like that girl is gonna like make our water bill so high. She drinks water like every hour of the day, even at night. One girl got an unfortunate nickname, Ogre. She was not a kind person. But I've only had one bad roommate out of all these random strangers I've lived with because I screen them super well and I ask them like if they like to have people over, and I try to like figure that out if we're gonna like a good match or not. And I screen them really well to see if they've been evicted, because a lot of them really have. I usually screen them before they even come here, because I don't want to like an axe murderer coming to see the place. I nicknamed one girl Whitey. I'd had so many international students that this girl was like the first one in a while that hadn't. So, do you like to have people over? Yes, get out. That's pretty much what I said when I found Spanish girl. She was going to teach me Spanish, but it didn't work. But she was from Mexico, and she knew it fluently, and it was really impressive. She knew a few different languages. She knew French too. But anyway, called her Spanish girl, and I was telling her, I'm like, yeah, my relatives, they like to have people over every day, and they're just really into it. And I'm like, that's just hell, isn't it? And she's like, it really would be. I can't imagine. If they don't say something like appalled at how social my relatives are, then I don't live with them. Like, I mean, they don't have to be appalled, but I just have to make sure that they're not someone who enjoys having people over every weekend, especially if you have multiple roommates. You all want to have someone over like at least once a week. It's going to really add up, and you're going to end up with people every day. And I'd rather be shot in the face. So I try to make sure they like a quiet private house. I sound like, yeah, we usually prefer to go out and socialize with friends, not have them over and blah blah blah. So yeah. I nicknamed one girl Whitey. There was Footsie, Ogre, Water Girl, Rice. She's from China. She made rice like a few times a day. I had Japan Girl, and Japan Girl and Rice lived here. The girl from China lived here at the same time. Um, Japan Girl, I didn't know her well enough. I didn't see her much, so she didn't get a cool nickname. Rice Gum. Yeah, she was just she made rice like for breakfast. I ate rice every day as a kid. It was my favorite, but this girl really loved her rice. So she got nicknamed Rice. There's Energy Girl because she was into energy healing, so I just called her Energy Girl. There was I have some of my old journal prompts are like a list of all the things I've nicknamed my roommates over the years: Ogre, Rice, Water Girl, Whitey, Footsie. There was Texas, this hot guy from Texas. He was never here. He was really nice, and like it was nice. There was baseball. He was like a college baseball player. There was uh, Ninja. He was like an international competitive ninja. So yeah, I called him Ninja. Miss America. It's kind of a wide variety of people over the years. Taxi. This guy, he was a tax accountant, but I didn't call him Taxi because he was a tax accountant. I called him Taxi because he drove me and Energy Girl to a movie once. He treated us to a movie and drove us there. So I started calling him Taxi after that. Poor guy. I know. You can pity my roommates. It's okay. I've had probably a few dozen roommates. I did some like temporary people, like temporary visiting medical students who just need a place just for like a month or a few months. And sometimes just students for a season. So I've had a lot. There was, who else have I had? Some of them don't get nicknames if they're not here long enough. I had a bunch of nurse students, like medical students. I don't know anything. I have a really good lease and a good roommate agreement though. I like include like people can't bring someone to live with them. I had one person email like, yeah, my girlfriend wants to live there too. I'm like, we're looking for one roommate. Like that's not gonna work, dude. And some just don't realize that like adding people adds noise and utilities, and there's like a limit of occupancy where in our city that we had the place in, so you couldn't just have like we couldn't add someone else because we maxed out by the number of rooms that and the number of people. Oh yeah, I had one girl, one lady. What did I call her? She was really nice. She was like 50 something, and she was the oldest roommate female that I had. She was, I think I called her. Oh yeah, she wanted us to call her Goldie, like Goldie Hawn. She's like, I'm old, so we nicknamed her. She wanted us to call her Oldie. I'm like, we'll just call you Goldie because the old sitcom. But yeah, she was really nice. And some people I knew were like, just get someone your own age. It won't work out with an older person. But she was really, it's like she just sold her house and she was super clean. And she went out, she wanted to be social. Her kids had just left. So she wanted to really get out there. And she was more social than that. She really had like went out to a lot of events, and she was really like it worked out really perfectly. But yeah, I tried to screen their personalities and make sure we won't like kill each other before they live here. Yeah, transplants, jeez. That's Wow. In 2006, I wish the comments would stay on the screen for more than like 30 seconds, like 3.3 seconds. I can't. I can talk fast, but not quite that fast. I don't know how where. Oh yeah, quiet versus loud. I think that's how I got it from the whole roommate nickname thing. Yeah, this is this is such a random combination of things. But urban or rural? I cannot say the word rural. I like to think it's because I'm allergic to rural. Hey, thanks for joining, Alicia. Alicia. Um, I hope it's entertaining. You like rural? I can't say the word. I'm gonna just click the right answer here. Urban surprise. Ooh, I like the idea of living in the sticks, like in the actual like I cannot do that word. Rural. Damn it. And I like living in this, but then I'd have to drive and it'd be cow fields, and I don't like being inland where I can't see anything for like 20 miles and I'm driving. If it's just truly this, then that would kind of freak me out. But if it's like maybe if I had like 10 acres or something, that'd be cool. Rural sticks, yeah. I like the idea of the rural sticks. Say rue, then roll. Rue, roll. Oh, rue. I like overthink it and I can't say it. Rue, roll. I just sound ridiculous. Okay, I'm just gonna. This is the correct answer, by the way. Even though I don't like people, but at least you have to drive. Beer or wine? Also, here's the correct answer. I don't really drink much, but bread or meat? I don't really do meat either. Urban, can't do those big bugs. Yeah, um, rats in the urban areas, but bread. Yeah, I mean I eat like chicken like once or twice a year, but that's pretty much the only meat I do. The only meat I eat anyway. Yeah, it's kind of an acquired taste with drinking. It's cool not to. I know a few people who've like never drank. No, I had a relative who was 96 and she'd never drank in her entire life. Burger or chicken? My chicken, annual chicken. Hash browns or fries? Hash browns are just ridiculous. Fries. Hey New Zealand. Hey Trish, thanks for coming. New Zealand, that's on my bucket list. I used to do a tech project for New Zealand. The wine cooler. Yeah, I like flavored drinks like that. Chicken. With the emoji, that's perfect. Fries. Fries are the best. I got nicknamed French fry girl in middle school and elementary school because my mom would bring me fries for lunch. Our cafeteria had like inedible food. It's really gross. I never tried. I just looked at it like I can't touch that. So she sometimes would bring me fries. Otherwise I'd pack my lunch. Hey, hey, ghetto girl. Thanks for coming. Um, yeah, we're doing this random journal prompt quiz thing. Breakfast or dinner? I don't like mornings, so I usually don't. I like biscuits, but only certain biscuits. I don't like biscuits very much. My kind mother would make me biscuits as a kid, and it gave me a gag. Like for some reason, the biscuit that they used to make kind of gave me a gag reflex. But I just gave it to the dogs. I didn't want to tell her I don't like your biscuits. Things not to tell a female. I don't like your biscuits. But yeah, I prefer dinner, rice, sauceless pizza. Breakfast or dinner? Oh, that's so sacrilege. Unless it's Cracker Barrel biscuits, because I'll eat. I have a box of Cracker Barrel biscuit mix on my floor that I really should try out sometime after I get breaks in the ceiling. It's just the ceiling. I have like two patches I had to cut on the ceiling to fix the pipe, and I just kind of don't want to put a ceiling up. Drywalling is like a pain in the butt. I mean, I'll probably won't be that cheap. I'll get it done, but breakfast or dinner. Oh, yeah, I don't. If it's biscuits with some fries, I like biscuits and fries together. Morning or night? Let's just go. Here's the correct answer. Yeah, mornings just are awful. I don't like mornings unless I've stayed up until then. Morning. Oh, morning people are scary. I think it'd be kind of nice to be a morning person just because I don't like to wake up and then you have to be around people at work and you just want to punch a baby in the face. So many morning people. Death. If I was looking at like the New Zealand like backdrop, I think I would like mornings a little bit better. I like 3 a.m. because it's nice and quiet then too. That's dark. So actually, I also like my friend and I in Tiny Town. We usually wouldn't wake up and we'd like stay up all night, and sleep all day, and we usually wouldn't go out until dark. You're more active at night but sleep all day. Yeah, I prefer that. I've been trying to have a more normal sleep schedule because I'm like trying to apply to normal like in office jobs, but that hasn't really worked out so well. You go to sleep at 10:30. Wow. I went to sleep at 10:30 a.m. a few nights ago. I could not sleep, even with sleeping pills. Like I can't. I laid there for like 8 hours. I'm like, just kill me now. But yeah, occasionally I don't usually sleep till like 10 a.m. Just usually maybe like 2 or 3 ish. Yeah. Summer or winter? I don't like snow, but I don't like hot weather. I like it hot, but not like weather hot. And it's about to be hot, so that's just super exciting. We need some like props. There's something better, more entertaining to look at as a little kid. I mean, I wasn't alive yet until yesterday. I'm so young, but yeah, Popples from my childhood. Summer. I like the idea of summer if it was like I was in school and I didn't have to do anything. But I don't like going out in the hot hell. Summer's gross, yeah. And there's like lawn mowing, and that annoys me. And there's so many lawns around here. It's just hot and nasty. Hot or cold? Oh, the next question is perfect. Hot or cold? I like it cold. Summer, no humidity. I forget where you. Oh, Canada. We don't have humidity. It's like more. I used to live in DC and it was like a swampland. It was just summers were hell. I've been on top of the tourists. The subways be like hot and humidity, and I drive to work because I was young and didn't care if I like ran into anything. I once ran into a fence of a government building. It was either hit a Mercedes or like run into the State Department fence. I opted to run into the State Department fence other than this like nice Mercedes that was kind of coming into my lane too much. And then I got questioned by security. It was like, why is your car running? I'm like, because it's hot. I want the radio on the AC. So yeah, State Department and security ran out there. They're like, why are you stalling in front of them? Like, I didn't do anything. My yeah, I had a flat tire because I ran into their fence. So I didn't hit the Mercedes on the other side of the street. I had a lot of driving mishaps, which is kind of part of the whole reason I don't drive now. Movie or concert? I've never really been to a proper concert other than like I think I went to a Billy Graham concert once. You hate winter, but you like summer more if there's less humidity. Spring is better. Like fall months, just anything mild. I don't like hot food either, like spicy food or hot drinks. Gross me out. Concert. Oh, there's extroverts and morning people and concert people. It's really entertaining, and it's kind of surprising. I should have gone with a Scandals quiz. That would have been fun. You can never do concert. There's a Hanson concert that I really want to go to, but I think it's actually literally in New Zealand. It's like or no Norway, but uh, move concert. If it was I want to go to a Chainsmokers concert or Halsey or Hanson, but out in the middle of nowhere. I don't like to drive, so if you go to a concert, you can't talk to anyone. It's too loud. That would help. You're turning 15 Monday. Happy birthday. That's a fun age. I think 15. It's like when you get a learner's permit for driving, isn't it? Some states, or is that 16? 15's a fun age though. 15 is a nice age. Everything does feel intense as a teenager. Just because I'm like my ceiling a few times. Hot water heater upstairs like shot down my ceiling with like there was 100 gallons of water coming down from my ceiling, literally. I was like, screw it. This is funny. It was not. It was like partially funny and partially just like sucked. But it's just like this would happen. And when my pipe broke this year, it was on New Year's Day. I'm like, this would happen. It was like a mess to clean up. I'm just like, I'm old. It just doesn't feel as intense. If I was 15, like I'd get acne. I'd be like, death. It was just like more disturbing. What are you gonna do to celebrate? I don't think I actually celebrated birthdays much as a teenager. Would have been, yeah, I should have. Get yourself some cake. Make a cake. Invite a friend over. I used to write these letters. I was trying to be helpful as a young kid, teenager, and I would write some letters to homebound people trying to cheer them up. But when I was a young kid, I didn't understand what homebound was. I thought they could kind of maybe walk around their neighborhood, but they just couldn't go too far. So I wrote this poor old lady, Miss Smith. I wrote like, take a walk, call a friend, do something. The poor lady was homebound. I didn't know what that meant as a kid, and thankfully she understood and thought it was funny because she knew I was a kid and didn't understand what her situation was. But I'd call her and she never let me live that one down. That was thankfully she thought it was cute and quaint. Yo, don't have a cake yet. You should get a cake. You can make a cake in the microwave in a coffee mug and just put some cake mix in there, like fill it halfway full and put it in the microwave for 30 seconds. That's what I've been doing lately. They make this Duncan Hines cake mix like in a coffee coffee cup cake mix now, but I'm cheap, so I just put the normal mix in a thing. That's adorable. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, thankfully that poor homebound lady that I wrote, take a walk, call a friend, do something. Thankfully she understood and just she was glad to get a card. And I would sometimes call her. Occasionally we'd visit. She was a friend of my grandma's. They can be good for you. My cake in a microwave. It's like it expired 3 years ago, so it's really probably not good. But I looked it up and I probably won't get sick from it. I mean, this Crystal Pepsi that I'm gonna whip out later is expired last year. My high C ecto cooler expired like 2 years ago. We need props. I don't really have like fancy things in my videos. This is like a bed sheet. Oh yeah. So yeah, my tablecloth is that, but I wanted it to look more like 90s, so I put a bed sheet on top of country or pop rock. Who wants to get slapped? I like Garth Brooks' River song, like a few country songs. The Crystal Pepsi, yeah, I got it in the mail, so it's really gonna be pretty bad. But it's Crystal Pepsi. I like if it's stuff like that, like the High C Ecto Cooler is a little juice box. I'm gonna cut it out. I'm gonna cut this out and put it in a journal just for nostalgia. Rock more. I kind of tend to prefer more rock than pop, but uh, train or plane? Train. Trains are better. Definitely a train person. I thought it was okay. So how many of you have been on a plane? This is a question for over here. Oh, you people like planes. Oh, scary. I met this lady who was probably like 70 something and she'd never been on a plane in her life. I thought that was interesting. And it kind of made me think like some of the stuff I don't think I've really done that much exotic stuff, but compared like some of this a lot of people haven't actually been on a plane. I looked up how many people who'd never been out of their home state or their home country. I felt a little bit less non a little bit less non-traveled, untraveled, whatever the word is. Yeah, planes, I'm not afraid of like flying. I got dragged around a lot as a kid. Not in a weird way, like on planes, on trips. So I've flown probably like over 1,000 flights, and it's not the flying like crashing really that makes me nervous. It's more the whole security to be proper, and you have to make it there in time. Like all like the pre-flight things that makes me more nervous. I don't really like being crammed into a tiny seat and whatever either with people like nearly sitting on you and all that. It's just kind of a gross experience. It used to be so exotic. Like if you watch I Love Lucy, the show, the planes on that, they dress up and it's kind of an experience. And now it's just like cram you in there and try to make it as cheap as possible for them. But yeah, boat or car. I'm gonna go with boat. I can sail fine. I can sail a boat, but I don't like cars. I love any party you can change into your PJs made part. Yeah, this is you can wear anything you want tonight or nothing. Here it was a flight into that's neat. I think it'd be cool to get free flights, but uh, oh, car people. Yeah, I can. Boats don't bother me at all. You've never been on a boat for travel like a cruise. We won a cruise ship. We won a cruise ship. We got to keep the ship. No, we won a cruise trip once in high school. And we brought a my parental brought a waiter. He brought our waiter home. He's like the waiter was 20 something, and we called him James Bond. And he tried to teach me how to make salad. It didn't work, but he stayed with us that summer. So he was our souvenir. RV. We had an RV as a kid for a while. I kind of wanted an RV. I was like, I should live in an RV. I could just drive around and live in different places, but I don't like to drive, so that kind of killed that plan. But a boat I can totally do. I can sail a boat, I can dock a boat, I can I can race a boat. So yeah, I really like water things in general. Unless it's coming through ceiling, but other than that, I have a middle video of Jaws when you're on a boat. That's awesome. Planes kind of have that effect on me, minus the Jaws. This one's a little bit more of a scandalous page, but I kind of kept it mildly G-rated. Have you ever gone skinny dipping? I decided to do like, have you ever, and then would you ever, to see if it's something that's just something I'm like morally opposed to, or something that I just kind of haven't gotten around to doing it. So if I ever gone skinny dipping, does it count if it's in a pool, like a kiddie pool that you put in your garage? I'm thinking it probably doesn't. Beach whale. We used to tell our waiters as a kid, my parental would be like, the waiter would be like, would you like any dessert tonight? So he'd be like, well, let me tell you, I just got back from the beach and Greenpeace tried to push me back in. He's trying to say he was like a beach whale. Greenpeace was trying to push back into the ocean. So that's why I didn't want dessert. Skinny dipping, does that count? Being like, not wearing anything in your garage swimming pool, a kiddie pool? It's not in public, so I'm kind of inclined to think it doesn't really count. I would. Does it count in the garage? I think it does. It probably doesn't. I mean, it's not like no one could have seen me in there. Unless a roommate came out there, I would be really shocked for a number of reasons. But I locked the door. Doesn't count. Yeah, I haven't really lived much. I'm just gonna go to like the nearest pond and be like, it counts here. I think it's like a kind of halfway there. I'm just gonna write in garage swimming pool. But I would do it. This is just so. If I ever have like a kid or like a great grandchild who read this, you're like, what the hell? But have you ever gone skydiving? No, I want to. Scuba diving, I have, and I would it again. It was like 2 years ago in my garage. I put a kiddie pool in the garage, and I was like, I don't have swimsuits. I just went out there and swam naked. Have I gone spelunking? Yes. Hiking, sort of. I mean, it was sort of up a mountainish. Small mountain. I kind of like have to asterisk out these things. I mean, it wasn't like climbing Mount Fuji, but I did get dragged in a charter bus, like flying 50 miles an hour down Mount Fuji. But I don't really understand. Well, I mean, I wouldn't want to hike Everest. I don't really see. I mean, I can fly on top of Everest and see the view, but I don't feel the need to climb precarious mountains and spend like days on that. Hot air ballooning, though, is on my bucket list. It's like 60% of Americans or more haven't been outside their country, but in Europe, you're more likely to because you can take a train to different countries. Canada totally counts. I like their fries. Europe was fun. I got stuck in Europe once. This lady we were with, it was like a charity trip with some teenagers, and she was trying to find one of the teenagers that she lost. He was like 18, but she couldn't find him. So anyway, we missed our train because she was looking for him, and then we couldn't find her, but we found him. And then I got stuck in Italy. No, I got stuck in Germany with my mother because we wanted to get everyone else home, and I missed my first few days of class, and it sucked. I don't really like going places anymore. I'm old. Like on camping. I went camping with a friend once a few years ago. We went to like the sports camping store on the way to the lake. And thankfully she could figure out how to set up a tent because I couldn't do it. But yeah, I'm not really, I like the idea of camping more than actually camping. When I was a kid, we would camp in an RV that had a TV and VHS tape and a fridge. But I like the idea of camping. Bungee jumping, I really want to try. We've been camping, unfortunately. It was pretty gross. We went there and we didn't really plan ahead. We didn't know what it was going to be like, so we didn't really bring food and snacks. So we would have to drive to the nearest restaurant. It was kind of in the middle of nowhere, and it was cold. It was like 35 degrees, just above freezing. So it kind of wasn't really the best time to go at all. Okay, how do you camp at a water slide park? Do you sneak in? That's got to be an interesting story. Camping, yeah, I want to have a shower there. I can do a tent if there's a shower there. Not an outdoor shower because that's gross. Unless it's like a fancy waterfall. That'd be hot. Then I go skinny dipping. Have you ever cheated on a person or on a test? Okay, I haven't cheated on a person. You love camping. Ooh, I like the idea of like going camping just to be alone and right out there, but the weather is usually so terrible here. So I don't know when I'd do that actually. They had places for tents at a water park. I've never. That's different. Yeah, I've never met someone who's been camping in a water park. Have I ever? Yeah. Um. Yeah, I'm going to hell. I mean, I wouldn't like if I was desperate. I could see myself maybe being tempted to do that. Not on a person, on a test. Like if it was an open book online test in Manteca, California, where why would there be camping in a water park? Was it like a slumber party thing where you get to ride rides all night? That'd be really neat. Seems like there was something like that at a zoo when I was a kid, but we didn't have tents. We just like stayed there kind of late. Have you been cheated on? I've never been cheated on. Gonna just kind of statute limitations is up. It was like I was really young. If I ever lied about something, never, never. Who would do that? Yeah. Hopefully, I'm not doing that too fast. Here, I'll zoom in. You never been in a relationship? Interesting. The slides would close. You sleep, wake up early, do it again. Oh, interesting. That'd be fun at a water park. There's a water park here that I've been really tempted to go to, but I don't have a swimsuit, so I'd have to skinny dip. I don't think they'd like that very much. Um, yeah, I stayed up all night too many times. I want a like non-visible tattoo, like maybe it's like an upper arm or yeah, I kind of feel awkward to like go to a tattoo place where I've never done it before, especially if I'm alone. I'm like, especially if I'm gonna do something non-visible, then I have to like show them that part. The good and bad side of Disney, interesting. I just want like a super tiny tattoo, like a semicolon or a star, but not visible unless it's like under a ring or under a watch or something that can cover up easily. So if I ever get a job, and panther on your thigh, ooh, how much does it hurt? Kind of feel naive for asking. A Disney tattoo that would be. I saw some Lisa Frank ones. I don't know how to actually do that, but they're pretty. That would be painful. That's like a lot of tattooing. Yeah, the tattoo places I've seen kind of weren't in the best of areas. I kind of chickened out. Cat scratches. Oh, that's not that. Yeah, I don't really like cats or cat scratches. Cats are okay. I just never. Yeah, cat scratches aren't my favorite. At least it's not like needles. Oh, what part of the body? Yeah, I think I just do like upper arm, like near the elbow or something. It might be too visible a place. I've heard neck tattoos are really bad. I wouldn't do anything to the neck. I used to want a tramp stamp though, but then I realized how often people see that and kind of wanted not to. Close to the bone hurts more. Oh, like an ankle tattoo or something, kind of on the side. Yeah, top of the foot tattoos. I wouldn't do like a face tattoo. Not really. It's not my style. But a super tiny, like a little star or feet hurt the worst. Oh, yeah. I don't. I wear sandals all the time, so I don't think I'd want to do it on my foot in general. Be too visible. And I live in Quakertown, so I saw actual Quakers. That'd be kind of cool. But it's not. Yeah, it's super. Um, we'll go with conservative. You have one on your back, one on your hip, two on your feet. Wow, foot's the worst out of all that. Hmm. What about like upper arm, kind of near the elbow? Yeah, high waisted pants. I don't do high. I don't really. I didn't do. I didn't wear pants until like I was 16. I just had overalls and dresses. Um, but yeah, I don't do high waisted anything on me. Just I'm short, so that doesn't really work well for me. Um, but yeah, it would be too visible. And I saw oh yeah, when I lived in Tiny Town, I saw this lady she's like almost 40 or like she's upper 30s, and it kind of she got it when she was young. It kind of wore off, and I realized how like I just met this person, and within a few hours I noticed a trend. I didn't want something that noticeable, especially because I could see like all of it. If it's something personal, I wouldn't want someone I just met to be able to see it that easily. And unless I had like a long shirt, but yeah, you put torn in small places, but nothing bad. Yeah, I kind of didn't. I kind of stalled on partially because of that too. Just it wears out and wears off, or you have to. After a few decades, I've heard you sometimes have to get it some of the colors redone. I don't know. Yeah, I'm kind of curious. Do you have piercings too? I kind of wonder how many people like tend to have piercings and tattoos. I have 5 holes in my ears, and I have, I used to wear a baseball cap. Like I got the top ear pierced like in early college. I had a baseball cap on, so my grandparents wouldn't see it. But then I forgot to have that day, and he saw it. He had a fake shock. But my aunt, she was like, "I wouldn't let my daughter have 2 holes in her ears." She's like, "The only 2 holes in her head are going to be the ones in her ears and her nose." And like, yeah, they. And she was like, I don't think she would probably flip on her adult daughter who has a kid of her own now if she got even like 2 ear piercings in the normal part of the ear. But I kind of want a third in each ear. You have neither tattoos or piercings? Oh, tongue piercing. That does sound painful. A girl did that in my high school, and it didn't seem to heal properly. 3 piercings in each of your nose ring. Ow. I want a third in an ear, but I don't know if I'll do that until I have a job for a while. People around here, I think they're kind of 2 piercings is kind of a lot around here. People are kind of um, traditional or whatever. You used to have 2 holes in both ears. I had to re-pierce mine a few times. I let the second ones grow, and I always wanted this girl in my like fourth grade class had a second piercing in her ear, and I always wanted one. So I finally did it in college. Hey, welcome back. This is kind of much longer than I thought it'd be, but the last live stream we did was like over 6 hours. I meant to wrap this up for an hour, but it's hopefully the casualness of this is fine. It's gonna have to be because this is I only can do casual. I had it like all planned. I'm like, yeah, we'll do this, and then like it's gonna be I don't know. It was a really long live stream, and my internet kept going out. What about? Oh, I don't get ear gauge. I mean, if you do, that's cool. Like you can do whatever you want to your body, but it freaks me out. I mean, it looks painful and just yeah, no. When cashiers have that, I have to look away because I'm just so like creeped out. I tried to pierce my own belly button when I was 18, and that did not work out well at all. Um, I tried to pierce a third piercing in my ear once a few years ago, and that also did not work out. My mom pierced my ears as, like the first time as a kid, and she did the potato method with a needle, and that was so much worse than just getting it done at Claire's. My internet is just awesome. Okay, I think it's back. Okay, yeah, it's back. Yay. I know. This is so much fail. Thanks for being cool with casual and technical difficulties. And mental technical difficulties too. I was so nervous about this. Yeah. Can everyone see this? I guess you can't. You can't really hear this to tell me, but all right, good. We're back. My chair is really squeaky. Hey, thanks for joining. Right about. I hope it's kind of entertaining. I don't know. I like these because you can get to know people more than like making a video, and it's like 2 way. do it both ways on this. It's like interactive instead of just putting a video and waiting 20 years for people to see it and comment. I don't know what that is. Accurate. I have no idea what that is. Has anyone seen Everything Sucks? I like marathon that TV show the other day. It's like supposed to set in the 90s, like a high school type show. Young Sheldon's, Abe and Big Bang Theory are my favorites though. A Sanrio show? Ooh. Okay, I'm gonna have to look that one up. I didn't know they had a show. It's awesome. Sanrio and Lisa Frank and Disney were my childhood favorites. Mostly like Sanrio and Lisa Frank. I usually wait till I'm done with the journal to fill out these About Me pages. But I've been doing these for like a decade. And some of my favorite movies in 2006, 2007 were like Napoleon Dynamite. Some of the stuff I'm surprised that was my favorites. It's kind of fun to look back on. The main character in a Sanrio does death metal. That's interesting. Tell us your Netflix and chill watch list. I don't actually have Netflix. I just had a Hulu trial. But Netflix and chill or Netflix and chill? Like, if I'm Netflixing and chilling, hung. But if I'm just normal watching Netflix, everything sucks. AP Bio and Young Sheldon are kind of what I go for. Superstore is pretty funny though. I worked a seasonal retail last semester, so Superstore really hits home with that. Retail was hell. I'd never done retail in my life till last semester, and it was like I had a mileage tracker or whatever, and I averaged walking at least 8 miles a day, sometimes 10, 14. And I'm not like young or in shape, so that was not a good combo for me. So I'm trying to find a job that's not retail or walking or standing. I'd only had desk jobs before, so that was kind of culture shock, or more like physical shock, whatever. What's the biggest advice I can give to future writers? Don't read your pages right after you write them. Like, give it some time, maybe a year in between. And don't feel married to a certain page. A page can be fun and doesn't have to, every page doesn't have to be meaningful or good. It can just be fun, like casual, stuff like this or anything else. I don't know. When I look back at old journals, if it's something like awkward or over dramatic, I'm not like, oh, that's so embarrassing. I'm like, oh, like poor my young self. I read some really like dark poetry as a young teen, and I found some of it, and it's not really like cringeworthy. I'm not really like embarrassed about it. It's just I feel for my younger self. So adding space between when you read what you wrote before really helps. And it's for like professional writing. When I was a news editor, having someone else proofread your work works wonders, because if you stared at something so long, you kind of lose the ability to properly proofread usually. Yeah, I worked in a newsroom, and that was really loud. It wasn't really the best setup for me, but it was neat. We had a TV show and a news website and some stuff that I got some experience in that sort of thing, which is fun. Not really TV. That was someone else was the producer, but I got to watch it. We would do live shows of kind of celebrities, politicians, and stuff that would come to our facility. Yeah, news editing was fun. It's just kind of ironic that I managed to work in like a loud news center. You get a lot of depressing things in your first 3 journals. Yeah, a lot of my decade of journal has some like sad emotions in it. And someone asked me what like pretty recently, if reading old journals makes me sad, and when you have to be in the mood to kind of be nostalgic and be okay with like reflecting on like the good and the bad in your life, but it's the depressed journals don't really make me sad. I'm like I keep twisting my pen at nerves. Yeah, they don't make me sad if I'm in a good mood, but you have to be in the good like a certain nostalgic mood to read old journals. I mean, my entire like it's not 10 years worth of depression. It's kind of on and off, but it's I like that I have documented that sort of thing, because so you can look back and see what worked for you when trying to deal with whatever like harder emotion or harder circumstance, and you can kind of get some self-confidence from it. Same with job hunting. That's kind of why I want to use this journal. That's from spring 2007 now. It's like a secondary journal just because I had a lot of neat work experiences back then, like 2007. And I have some like old emails and some old notes from old bosses and coworkers and stuff that I'm going to write in here to kind of give myself like a work career pep talk. But yeah, I don't know. Just journaling is a handful. I think it was like 2014, and I was kind of mad at journaling. I was like, do I even want to keep doing this? But I'm kind of glad. Well, I'm kind of glad. I'm glad I stuck with it, just because it's a way to be a friend to yourself, and like look back on your past, how it really is, and also just understand yourself better, like doing personality tests like this. Yay. Yeah, I play with my pens a lot. They're usually, I haven't used this puppy ball one that much. It's usually just been in my caboodle. But I usually have pens like this, so there's less to play with. Oh, and these pens I kind of wanted to show just because the ink is mixing more. When they first come out, it's like a strip of ink in 3 colors. But when you've had them long enough, it swirls out on its own, blends together. I can't see the comments anymore. Hopefully I'm not missing something. Okay, the lighting in here sucks. It was so bright earlier. Like I felt like I was getting a sunburn, and now it's like darkness. I just stabbed my boob. Pins are hazardous. Okay, yeah, I accidentally did hit the comment hide thing. But yeah, this journal is going to be like the main one, and I think this one's going to be like the secondary one. I might keep this one in my purse. I can write when I'm out places. That is right. Someone else has a mental illness, Yeah, when I'm looking through old journals, I usually can like flip their page and see if it's going to be happy or not, and then skip through so I can look back on whatever kind of memories like I'm in the mood for. The swirl pins write in 3 colors all at once, and for these, they're pretty. This was like the good one, the Super Marvel ones. It's kind of random now that they've mixed in. So sometimes you'll get like a few letters of one color, but it's usually you get a little bit of all 3 on one. The lighting is like terrible in here, and it's cold in here, so these pens aren't gonna take some minute to start up after it's like in a cold room. But yeah, if you draw with these, you can see the swirl a lot more than just writing. The yellow pen in this is the best, so you can see the most swirlage. I've used a few dozen of these since they came back out. Color swirl pencils, those are fun. I had like a colorful crayon as a kid too. I was pretty obsessed with. Yeah, it's too chilly in here for these to work well. Occasionally you just get 2 colors at the same time. Yeah, I like journals that you can write about anything. Like if you have I don't know, like old shit to deal with from someone else, or like old relationship issues, or old just anything from any time in your life you can write about endlessly and not have to drag out old stuff with someone. And no one else has to understand you. You can understand yourself, and it can be really exhausting for people like me to try to express emotions to people. But writing, I can do fine if it's just myself. So, yeah, introvertedness. I just kind of ask me traits. It's like it can be like physically exhausting to try to explain how I feel to someone if I'm really like having a hard time with it. Do I ever do calligraphy, lettering? I've tried a few times, but not really. I tried learning calligraphy as a kid, but I don't really have much patience, so I usually just go with sticker letters. You don't even use punctuation. That's cool. If I'm like writing really fast and like venting, I don't care about grammar in journals at all, or spelling or anything else. I think it's good not to. And that's kind of why I like doing some of this like fun crap in journals, just because death. Um, because death. Because it makes the journal feel more like casual and personal. Calligraphy is like old writing, like when it's got the I don't. You kind of need a calligraphy pen to be able to do it, but it's like the letter is just okay. Let's yeah. It looks like it's got like the fancy things on the side. Like it looks like old timey writing, except better than that. But I don't know. I tried to learn it because I wanted to be able to make page headings differently, but I don't really have that kind of patience. Oh yeah, I have this collage thing that's gonna be a travel journal. So I'm gonna what's even in here? I found this the other day. Okay, it's not too weird. It's got a few old collages in it that I made. I'm gonna send it around, and anyone who wants to participate can like decorate or write in it or do whatever you want to it, and then we can do a flip through after it passes around to everyone who wants to participate. I usually write kind of like half cursive too. Yay, I'm glad you're interested. Like, yeah, I'm gonna do like a sign up at some point. A few years ago, I tried to do a travel journal thing, and it didn't make it back to me, and it got lost somewhere along the way. So I'm gonna try again, and I'll have a sign up soon. I need to get a job first, just in case I have to mail this to like Siberia. But people can just like mail it to each other and collage or draw or whatever. This is an old collage I made a few years ago. I thought it'd be fun to have like a variety of everyone's stuff. We can have like a flip through video of it and see the This one's from 2017. I thought it was from further ago than that. I like to date my collages. I don't see a date on this one, but that would have been nice if I'd done that. But yeah, I really haven't collaged in probably a year. But if you just want to ride in this, that's cool too. Hopefully I'll get a job in like a few weeks and then I can start sending this out. But I figure people will send it to each other. So like if you're in Australia, someone from Australia you can mail it to. So it just says to keep going back and forth between countries because that would take all eternity. Yeah, this is like a fabric moleskin that it's like the Rolling Stone edition. It's pink. I have been seeking pen pals. I have to find a job and figure out where I'm going to live first, but I plan to get back into it. Have you ever had someone read my journals? I let Whitey, my old roommate, read a few pages of my 5-year journal prompt journal because she came up to me and she was like, "Are you into journaling?" And I just was like, this was probably 5 years ago." And I let her flip through that. I let an old friend read a normal journal for a few pages until I chickened out. I didn't chicken out that if she read like personal emotional stuff, but I was just kind of like, I wrote like I went to the grocery store, I went home. I didn't want to see that kind of stuff. I was like, that's kind of awkward. That was probably in 2010 though. But yeah, I haven't let someone read it really in at least a handful of years. I guess I mean I maybe would depending on who it was if I knew him well enough. Ugh. Someone making you apologize for what you wrote, that sucks. Yeah, I haven't. Mm-mm. I don't know if my family ever read my like childhood diaries when I went to college. They might have, but that I wrote when I was really young. So the teen poetry is in the back of one of those journals. I don't think they saw that. I haven't had anyone like sneak read my journals. I don't think. I accidentally left a diary once in a car that we traded in once as a kid. That might have gotten read. We had to go back and get it. Um, yeah, that would make it hard to write and feel free after that. I keep my journals that are used in a foot locker, and then when I visit relatives, I put my stuff in like a locking backpack, just especially if they have a lot of friends over and some of them are kind of sketchy. I mean, like they try to like help people or whatever. So some of them are like literal, just released from federal prison halfway house people, and that they just met that they don't know well. Like some of I don't know. I just don't feel like that they just met or their friends in general like messing with my stuff. So I like lock it in the backpack. um, and I just want to make it harder for anyone who sees like, oh, journal to have a few steps to go through before they could actually see it. But yeah, people reading other journal, that would suck. I my like potential spouse read a journal, I'd be pissed. I mean, that would take a lot of getting over. But I pretty much write freely, and I write kind of enough lately that it would take a lot of flipping through a page to find something like super deeply personal, just because it's kind of on a writing kick now. So it's my journals are filling faster, and I'd have to read a lot like random stuff like my legs are hairy before that to like deeply personal stuff about beliefs or emotions or whatever. This journal is kind of I like the shade of the shade of, I think I just saw that in comment. These yeah, holographic on this one. What new mediums, techniques, or supplies you want to try in your journal that you haven't tried yet? I haven't collaged in like a year, so maybe trying that again. I haven't really I've watercolored a few times, but not much. So I kind of want to try watercoloring at some point. And patterns I got into for a while, and they're pretty to write with on like nice paper. Though I prefer Synth gel. I guess I want to try maybe getting into stencils. So instead of like trying to do calligraphy on the top of a page, I can use a stencil instead of stickers. And if I collage, I kind of want to try gelato crayons. I tried it once, but not. I didn't like look up how to do it first. That's about it. I don't really have. There's not really stuff on my wish list to try right now. I haven't collaged in a while. I probably won't until I really get settled and figure out where to live and get a job and stuff. I for a long time I'd wanted to try Tomo River paper with fountain pens because I have this fountain pen ink that looks like two-toned. Depending on if you go like this, if you tilt the page, it looks two-toned. So I have a journal that's kind of a fountain pen journal that I haven't tried lately. She asked you why you write every day. It can be frustrating when people don't understand that. Oh yeah, 10:30 bedtime. Thanks for coming, Creatorina. Yeah, have a good night. I'm glad you could join. This is so much longer than I thought it'd be, but that's not what she said usually. um, yeah, I kind of want to get into fountain pen stuff again when I use a fountain pen journal. I think I want to use it as a daily journal at some point. So eventually, fountain pens, stencils. Mm. Oh yeah, I want to try like marbling, water marbling paper and adding it in. I read nonfiction. I can't really do much fiction. What's your favorite? You like Jane Eyre? I read that once in high school. There's only a few fiction books I've actually like read all of. I read what was it? Bergdorf Blondes like a decade ago. I think it was called Shop Girl. And I usually like stuff like Freakonomics, Snoop, What Your Stuff Says About You, Super Freakonomics, like kind of social psychology stuff, and pretty much just nonfiction. It's pretty much all I read. I really read much in recent years, but one year I read like 87 books because ebooks really helped. Library books are free and it's just quicker. Some cheap book paper bothers me, so I didn't really read much as like a teenager. But yeah, pretty much do nonfiction. You read biographies and memoirs. That's interesting. There was a yeah, my grandfather read a lot of biographies, so I kind of wanted to read one that he was reading at the same time. But fiction's all you read for. Wow, I usually just can't get into fiction, but I think I just haven't found really good fiction. Uh, I just get library books. I think I read fiction as a kid when that book Left Behind that was popular. I read that. I read novels in middle school. I had a hard time in reading class in like sixth grade. I mean, I was getting like a C, and I usually got like A's and B's, so it was kind of a mess. But part of it was the paper was bad. Like the texture bothered me, and the super white paper makes it hard to read for me sometimes. So ebooks really helped me be able to enjoy reading, and the stuff we were reading was just fiction, not for me anyway. Brandon Sanderson's Mistborn is fantastic. I've never heard of that person or that book. I've wrote like straight up. I think it was 2011 or 12 that I got into reading. I was reading like 70, 80 books a year, and they were like all fiction. I mean, nonfiction. I I kind of want to be able to try to get into fiction, but it takes a lot for me to actually care about some fake character that someone made up. So it's just kind of hard to get into it, unless it's like a theme. Like if it was a fiction book about my city or like depression, I could get into it because of that. I mean, I like movies. It's just fiction books are kind of don't really do it for me, but maybe eventually. My favorite book is Freakonomics, though. Snoop, What Your Stuff Says About You is a really neat read too, but nonfiction. Bergdorf Blondes, that was a kind of a fun book. Just kind of chick lit, I guess. You like historical fiction and science fiction? I've never really tried historical fiction. I could maybe get into that. I used to like history as a subject. Yeah, AP English was pretty hard for me since it was all fiction. Poetry fiction I can sort of do if it's something short. There's only one kind of fiction that I actually read. It's kind of probably not. It's a not rated G. Sylvia Plath. Yeah, I've read a few snippets of her journal online. I could see myself like wanting to read something like that. I've never read straight up Sylvia Plath. It's kind of I was tempted to a few years ago. Be kind of dark, but her writing is really the snippets I've read online were really, I mean, impressively. Um, were really impressive. Yeah, I don't write like that. I don't. I mean, I'm not never gonna be able to write like that. Maybe if I practice, it could get better. But I don't really want aspire to be a professional writer. Technically, I've been published as a news editor and stuff, but I prefer more like news editing than poetry and fiction. I wrote my autobiography once, one afternoon at work. We didn't have anything. We literally did not have anything to do, and yeah, I wrote my autobiography in a few hours. It was like 170 pages. It's ridiculous. U.S. history, like with world leaders and stuff. So his autobiography is like truly history. So I think it'd be neat to have some kind of life experience like that in an autobiography. But I kind of would rather just really feel like I'm still in a Plath again. And I think I would find it comforting to read some of her writings, like her journal writings anyway. I like the idea of getting into poetry, but fiction. If it's like pretty nonfiction poetry, like descriptive poetry, I can do that. I can't write poetry well at all. I read a poem about rice as a kid. I called it "Rice is nice." I like it without spice. It was ridiculous, but I'm impressed by people's ability to have like, well, poetic, pretty words. Yeah, finding how you like to best express yourself is really everything. I mean, it doesn't matter if you have perfect grammar or even decent grammar or spelling or you write descriptively or not, you can still express how you're feeling. And if you're from the north or south, that's not really, I'm not like pointing at a page, but this page isn't even about that. Yeah, death. Um, so I do have a lot of like personal things in my journals. I just kind of, I'm a chicken lately and haven't shown them. I do have a video that I've been working on of all those journals that I use this year, like all of those. Okay, you can't even see them. The 5 journals from the year, almost 5. And of pages I've written, those that are kind of more personal. You read a poem when you were a child called Tack Attack. That's awesome. Yeah, childhood poetry is just a lot of fun. I wish I'd read more as a kid in general. Uh, People keep driving by slowly outside. I never really sit in here. This light's never on. They're probably like, what is happening in there? And I have like sheer curtains you kind of see in more than I really realized before. I don't wear clothes in my house, so I really need some like thicker curtains. TMI. This is why I never upload them after the fact because I end up talking about my hairy legs and my like lack of wearing things. Um, I think I've actually run out of words. I'm glad a few people are interested in this travel journal. Hopefully in a few weeks I can do this. And pen paling too. After I find a job and somewhere to live, figure out what city I'm gonna live in, I plan to get back into pen paling. Every time you write when you're upset, it turns. Oh, it turns into poems. That's neat. Yeah, feeling intense emotions can really inspire a lot of writing. I can't really write in poetic form, but this is one of my favorite washi. I just like went like this. I didn't mean to do that. This is one of my favorite washis. This and there's like I love the leopard one too. There's like a terrarium looking one that I like too. This one's a Hobby Lobby one. I've haven't been there a while. Yeah, I'm kind of been wanting to find some different washi that's maybe Disney or Lisa Franco looking. I don't have any rainbow washi, so it's kind of been meaning to try that. I have. Thanks for sticking around. I know this is kind of not the most entertaining thing in the world. I was kind of gonna at some point when I'm not a chicken, I'll actually flip through my crap. Flip through my journals. How long? How long does one page take in a journal for me? Probably like 10 to 15 pages. You've never been to Hobby Lobby. You're not from the South, are you? Hobby Lobbies, I like. Hobby Lobby doesn't really seem to have as much washi tape as Michael's anymore, but the tape that they do have is pretty, like this one, and they have a lot of nice scrapbooking stuff. And they have those sparkle pop pens that look like the two-tone. Oh, death! Where'd it go? This. These are the sparkle pop pens. The blue and purple one look like the dual metallic pens. Are some spiral journals better than others? I'm worried my other spiral journal will fall out. Yeah, definitely. I've had some, like this one doesn't feel like it's going to fall apart, but the ring's already bent. And I have a spiral bound journal from when I was a kid. It's a Mary Engelbright one. The spirals still look just like they did back then, even though I've thrown it around, it's been tossed in boxes. This one's kind of not up to the same quality level. Some journals definitely suck more than others. This one doesn't suck. It's not really nicely made. Is for the rings. The binding isn't really so good, but I don't think it's gonna completely fall apart either. I mean, it's decent. It's $3.99, so I like it for the price. It's just not like they made in the '90s. Vintage journals, I like the quality of, like they're kind of bent, but it also was from a cheap store that it had been around in stores for a long time too. That probably didn't help. But I'm not really into spirals. I know I keep hitting the camera. Sorry. Yeah, you're gonna see my thigh. 1 second. That's just an awkward thing to say. Did you see my thigh? Okay, maybe not. Canson mixed media spiral journals are really good, especially if you are. I've never never actually heard of those. Yeah, if you were gonna do like paint or collage or something, I would not do it in this journal, just because. Yeah, scandalous. Yeah, you're about to see my thigh. I'm surprised I haven't accidentally like shown my boob. I put it on a shirt just in case that happened tonight. TG Maxx does have some like nice deals, and they're pretty too. I mean, this is a pretty journal, and for the price, it's great. It's not like the spiral got bent pretty quickly. But I usually go to Marshall's just because it's close, more nearby. It's closer. Let's see. This journal took a few. This is one of the quickest journals ever. It took like 3 weeks, which is it usually takes like a month and probably a month and a half or 2.5 months to finish a journal. I feel like every journal every kid has ever left was abandoned halfway through. Yeah, I think a lot of journals get started and then just kind of abandoned. Journaling, some people just can't get into it. I tried to get my grandma into journaling as a kid, and that didn't really work. I made her a diary. It just didn't really, she just wasn't into it. You bought several journal at Marshalls. Marshalls does have some nice ones, and they're cheap, and it's just really tempting. This journal I wrote filled so quick because I wrote a lot about my school stuff and which degree program I want to pick, and what kind of career I want, what cities I want to live in. I like getting in quotes, that kind of crap. You can never leave a journal empty. It would drive me crazy. I have a few journals from when I was a kid that are like part filled, but it's mostly just because I wasn't really into regular journaling that much. Oh, if you need a pill syrup, hi, welcome. You're kind of on the tail end of this, but yeah, this I've been more into decorating journals about like special events. So since I finished my school program, I made like a whole page out of it, and yeah, you just got this one, or like this one. I've never seen. I think I saw someone buy this recently. I think Chris Watson. Hey Sparks, welcome. Uh, yeah, this live stream has gone way longer than I thought it'd be. It's just fun. Oh, you got the Claire's one. It's neat. I've never seen anyone else got that one. That's cool. This one I really liked. It's really fun. The paper was. You just gotta work late night. What else? I added in since I got this from Claire's inside of Toys R Us. Okay, I added in Toys R Us and some random Milky Pop and just kind of stuff I'm into lately. The Pilot Metropolitan, that's the fountain pen that I have. I got a Lamy one, but the Pilot Metropolitan is probably the best deal on fountain pen. It writes really beautifully on Tumblr rubber paper. Watching my journal collections help you journal. I'm glad, thanks. That's makes me feel like I've done like my videos have some use. I've been kind of bummed on my life, like my career and education and my channel lately. I'm just like, everything I do is kind of average. But so yeah, thanks for I'm glad my videos help with something. That makes my night. I just missed another comment because I'm old and I can't read that fast. You might have to comment twice if I missed your comment. This journal is really fluffy. I added an elastic to it because for some reason, when you have an elastic or some kind of closure, it makes it feel like it's containing your secrets more. Do you have any special plans for that Toy Story journal and matching pens? I plan to use that when I'm like nostalgic and when I want to write about some childhood memories. I have some Toy Story stickers and washi tape that I've been meaning to do. Your videos are totally useful. It's how you started journaling in the first place. Wow, I'm glad. Thank you. I've been trying to make some videos of like showing sample pages and stuff and trying to find a way to make them more showing what's in them in a useful way, but I kind of didn't able to do that. With writing slumps, I usually just write it out like this. Okay, you're gonna see my thigh again. Or maybe for the first time. I figured I'd hit the camera stand. So this journal, I used starting November and then I kind of put it to the side and I'm finally finishing now. But this one I didn't really feel like writing. And so if it's a writing slump and it lasts a really long time, I'd kind of think about if that journal excites you. Sounds weird. It excites you. It's like, is that the grin because you had the chance of seeing my thigh. But yeah, this one's really pretty and I like this journal, but it just didn't inspire me to write at the time because it's not my favorite size. The paper feels a bit thin. It does write really well. I mean, it's smooth paper, and it's nice and everything. It's just this wasn't doing it for me at the time, so I switched to that rose gold journal that I showed a little while ago, and that helped me get back into writing out of a writing slump. So sometimes switching journals in the middle of a writing slump or just putting one to the side for a while can help just kind of add some spice to it, or doing these kind of journal prop pages like these kind of this kind of thing, different quizzes, just kind of get you in the habit of writing and to make it feel fun again, especially if I've been writing about something kind of like harder emotions or harder things about life. I like adding in pages like this to make it feel to make it be something to look forward to. I usually write at night, not like kind of mid-evening. I don't like to write right before I go to sleep if I'm writing about something intense. And I hate mornings, so morning pages I'd just rather be shot in the face. It's not really around the same time. I don't have like a tradition of like 7 p.m. I go write. It's just kind of whenever I get around to it. I usually listen to music while I'm doing it. But yeah, writing slump, switching out journals or putting one to side for a while, doing Q&A about me type of stuff, different quizzes, and Adding in washi tape on thicker, like bigger pages like this helps because it makes it take less time. I like to add in stickers too. Music, I like the Chainsmokers and Halsey. Pretty much like that's all I listen to almost. Here's my playlist. I'm glad that's helpful. Thanks for being patient with the and my inability to really pull a proper professional video together ever. Yeah. I've been liking the song Heavy by Linkin Park lately. Coldplay, I like Coldplay too, but mostly Chainsmokers and Halsey. Atomic Dove by Crusoe is a gorgeous song. I've never heard of Crusoe until I just stumbled on that on Pandora. But yeah, pretty much just listen to those two things. I have a, well, it's not vintage, but a vintage style record player. My grandma gave me a record player in high school once, and I wanted another one just because it reminded me of her. And I finally threw that record player away. That one was like legit vintage from probably like the 70s. But I have another one, and I have like maybe uh, five records, and they're all like Halsey and Chainsmokers. What are your favorite songs, bands? You write a bit of lyrics in your journal. I like doing pages of lyrics. I have a few pages of that in here, especially songs that just kind of resonate with me. Sometimes it's if you can't find emotions, sometimes writing song lyrics, or if you can't find words to explain your emotions, song lyrics or collages can really be helpful with that. So I sometimes kind of can't, well, more than sometimes, I can't always really explain what I'm feeling if it's kind of a rough time, but song lyrics can really help. Okay, I'm never gonna find that page, just like on the spur of the moment. My favorite type of pens are scented pens, usually color scents or the candy, what are those? Sugar Rush Series 2 from Target, and then also these Rainbow Super Marble pens. They're multicolored ink, so these are definitely my favorite. I pretty much just use gel pens at this point. You like Japanese rock? That's really random. That's cool. Head Automatica and Infected Mushroom are your two favorite. I've never heard of either. Interesting. For a few years ago, I kind of got into some older stuff like Korn and I don't even remember now. Nirvana, Metallica, that kind of thing. Mac Hart, you bought a Diary of a Wimpy Kid from Barnes and Noble. That's I saw that book there. I've never, or is it a movie? I think there's a book too. Anyway, I saw it there. I assumed to get it because I've never seen it, and it sounds like something I can relate to. There used to be a website called Notebookism, and it would have different sightings of different Moleskine notebooks that people had seen in TVs and movies. And I missed that site. Don't go to it now. It's kind of like a spam site. I mean, there's just someone else bought it. I've literally never heard of Infected Mushroom. I usually just listen to Pandora these days. I don't really listen to a whole lot of new stuff. Otherwise, Sin and Pins give you a headache. Wow, that's sucks. I think most of my you might try Sarasa Sin and Pins because you have to stick your face up to the page to be able to smell those because the scent's not that strong. What's J rock? Jewish rock? Oh, Japanese rock. I forgot. Jewish rock. Yeah. Stevie Nicks in this moment. Pitter has a lot of ads, but I like stumbling on random stuff like Crusoe, Atomic Dove, and stuff in there. Church rock, Japanese rock. I don't know that I've ever really. Well, I've tried to watch Japanese TV when I was in Tokyo. I decided to stay in bed one day, and I flipped through, and there was some kind of Japanese music on a channel, but that's about the extent of it that I knew. I know I didn't actually try Japanese food when I was in Japan. I was so worried I was gonna get sick that I just had like Japanese pizza. It was not. It was healthy. Bleh, death. Um, Lana Del Rey. There's a few songs that I've not skipped on Pandora, but I've never really gotten into it very much. I used to like Ellie Goulding a lot. 600-page journal. I like them thick. I do like them thick. It's a Barnes and Noble one. They actually don't make it anymore, so it's pretty hard to find. In stores, is the only place they sell it anymore. Baby Metal is all about the J rock. Oh, is that what Japanese rock fans? J rock. I'm really old. I didn't know that was a term. J rock. Interesting. I've been meaning to get into. I studied foreign affairs for my bachelor's degree that I have one class I'm done with, but I've been meaning to get into like trying different music and TV shows and different foods from other countries. Oh, Baby Metal's a band. I'm I'm out of pop culture completely. Every time my friend sends me some kind of like pop culture type of thing, she's like, and I've never heard of it for like the past 10 decades. The past decade, she's like, have you been living under a rock for 10 years? I'm like, pretty much. It's all the everything she tries to send me. I'm just like, what is that? Like every inside joke in pop culture is not something I know anything about. Spotify. I got a apparently there's like Spotify Student where you can get Spotify and Hulu for $5 a month. I've been tempted to get that just because Pandora and Spotify have kind of a lot of ads, and I don't do ads. But I like Spotify that you can pick what song you want to listen to. I tend to listen to a lot of songs on repeat, like over and over again, just endlessly. So yeah, Spotify is good for that. Yeah, Spotify, no Pandora. I have both of those. Should follow me. No one follows me on either of those sites. My username's the same on there. My chair is squeaky. I'm not sure you can hear that. I these wireless headphones. Hopefully the quality is better. I used to think I listened to kind of different stuff by like Halsey, but it's kind of pretty much just top 40 hits, I guess. Except Atomic Dove. That was pretty random. Yay! Thanks. You should follow me on Spotify. You can listen to you can see my wonderful taste in music. Yeah, I always have to like mute Spotify and Pandora ads, or if you double click the home button and then you swipe Pandora away and then you reopen it, sometimes you can bypass a Pandora ad like that. You used to get jailbreak and then get a jailbroken Pandora and skip out of altogether, but there's not a jailbreak for the latest iOS 11 point whatever that I have that works on my phone. Oh, you pay for Spotify? That's shocking. Yeah, the student deal for Pandora and Spotify for $5. I'm really thinking about getting. It's pretty late here. Not quite 10. YouTube Red? No, I don't actually know what I thought YouTube Red was for like TV shows. I have the free version of Pandora and Spotify. I just don't like ads. So I always have to mute it, and it's kind of irritating. Oh, YouTube Red Originals. I saw a preview of that in a movie theater. I forgot about those. I've never seen any of that. Oh, no ads on anything. Nice. I should use ad block, but I can't see the YouTube Red Originals. There's kind of a lot of YouTube stuff I'm like behind on. I had no idea that there was just kind of some music channels that like live stream 24/7, and I had no idea what Super Chat was. I had no idea what. I still have never seen YouTube Red. And I hadn't heard of YouTube Community like either until the other day when I started posting on my YouTube Community because I finally heard of that. It sounds fun. YouTube Red also applies to the app where you can't use ad block. There's ad block for iPhone, iOS. It kind of blocks a lot of stuff though. I haven't really fixed my settings. Yeah, YouTube Red. Oh, is there a YouTube Red specific app? I don't know. I'm cheap. I don't really subscribe to anything. I just alternate getting trials of Netflix and Pandora, or Netflix and Hulu, and CBS Live to get Young Sheldon and Big Bang Theory. See how expired these razzles are. You did watch the one where the kid's taking an exam, or he killed his felt cheese. I hope that's dark. Oh, these aren't expired. Good. I didn't give expired candy that only half eaten. Yeah, I like watching movies while I write if I'm gonna make a night of it. I guess it's annoying to chew while making a video, but yeah. My Spotify is just the Journal CEO too. I forgot this is gum too. I'll maybe stop chewing in a second. I finally tried out watching an ASMR video the other day, and I don't think I have the ear for that. My Pandora username's the same too, the Journal CEO. CO is my initials. I'm not just like arrogant. I thought it would just I thought people just kind of knew that was my initials, but I've gotten a lot of comments like, why do you call yourself CO lately? But yeah, it's my initials. And people would just call me that in general. My childhood friend nicknamed me CEO off my initials, and it stuck. And I pretty much have just gone by that since I was a kid. At work, I signed stuff CEO, which kind of makes the real CEO like, what are you doing? But I like the CEO of school, the CEO store as a kid. My friend and I made little fake stores for each other's dolls when we were playing as little kids. Pocket frog abs? I never really got ear tingles. ASMR joke for YouTubers who usually don't do it, try them. I totally thought about trying one. I saw this girl do one like with pins. I'm like, I want to play with my pins on a video, but I didn't really know enough about ASMR to be able to make it actually give people tingles. I don't think I could do a lot of that without laughing. So I'm trying to talk all quietly. I just kind of sound pervy and I laugh, and yeah. I've never heard of pocket frogs. Oh, is it an ASMR rap? Or is it like a game? That gum is kind of weird. I'll probably keep this wrapper and put it in my my Toys R Us journal. Just a video of you shuffling your pins around a container. Oh yeah, that's what the other girl did. She like was just like messing her pins around, and she was like popping like going like this a lot. I'm like, I could do that. But I have some pretty random videos as it is. I want to make something meaningful at some point. I do have a video about like stable journal entries and whatever. Frogs hopping around a lake, croaking ambient water bit. Interesting. I didn't know that was an ASMR thing. The theme. One of the videos I was watching about ASMR had a website you're supposed to go to, and it had every single type of tingle or whatever you call it that you could have. And I clicked on a few, and it just didn't really do it for me. But some of it was kind of relaxing. It just didn't. I didn't get like ear tingles. I don't really know much anything about all that. Oh, interesting.